get a GLE. G7.
So people don't understand that. It's a dangerous thing them don't understand because them don't understand the terminology. So when him come back and ask me about the money, that there's no money. Jamaica is broke. You understand what physical discipline means? Physical discipline means we take all of the money and pay back IMF. So now I need to go beg and borrow to get more money so me can be in more debt and sell out anything outside the pit me can sell out at Jamaica because Jamaica is paying back loans and debt. So when you hear Andrew talk about physical discipline is in every single dollar where we get, we have to get to the IMF. So we don't have no money, not for UNO anywhere, for them pocket, but maybe not for UNO.
Exactly, because they're going to make sure them get paid every month.
I will tell her 300%, 500%, 600%, 100%.
The people, them other nation, them are Jamaican people, them people that disgust me like.
And people don't understand that the money that they get is not for the Jamaican people. It is not for the Jamaican people. The money that they're getting is not for the people. It is for other things. It's never for the people. That's the illusion.
But if we didn't know, now we know.
Oh, no, no, go get none of it.
If we didn't know, now we know. I can't understand how this man says that they spend $250 something, not even $1,000, you know, 250 something million in relief funds to
225 million.
Are you where? Where?
Flying the helicopter.
And you know what? There is a narrative being spread. I heard it last night at work. Even this morning we were talking about it, and I was trying to say to them, listen, don't take it. The narrative that they're spreading is that, oh, Jamaicans are so horrible. They're stealing things and they're destroying properties, and they're just going around looting. And it's not. I was like, no. Did you remember after the hurricane when this man, I think it was down in St. Elizabeth, I was watching it. He had his live on, and this man, I don't know where some big pot come from out of nowhere. There was this store owner who most of the things were going to go bad, and he told them to cook. And the man put up a big pot in the square and start cook. Who saw that?
Hello.
Who saw people walking around and helping people, coming together and working together? Why are they all of a sudden spreading this narrative that Jamaicans are just going around destroying things and thief? The biggest thief are going are the things that will come through the airport and the wharf. And you can attribute to the wharf is privately owned by the Chinese. They're responsible, and when you put things through the wharf, aren't your goods, because you have to pay insurance, right? So why is it that things go to the wharf and it's missing, and the insurance don't cover it? What happened there? That's what I don't understand.
Very good question, Sudi.
Before you put your things in the bar, when the person come and pick it up, or you take it to the place, there's an inventory that is done to check everything that is in your thing, right? You pay an additional money for insurance to cover it in case it get drop off a sea or something. Why are these people not being reimbursed for the loss of things that came out of the barrel in your organization? You own it, because the wharf, I was so surprised when I found out that the wharf is no longer owned by Jamaica, but by the Chinese, which is weird.
That was caused by the extradition.
The what?
When they realize that I done own the wharf, them make sure extradite him.
Which Dan own the wharf?
Hello, me can get a talk
Sure,
because
sorry.
me have manners, you know, me not like cut people. So,
Yes,
alright.
brother.
Me just hear you not talk about the wharf. Me usually work a wharf and me I hear that for a good while say the Chinese own the wharf. Some people are going to dispute it, but up on the ground I hear some very important people over there. Me question them. You see me? And them say China own majority of the wharf.
Yes, I them on the whole of the wharf right now. In a Jamaica, I'm up on the ground in Jamaica and I follow that news repetitively. And I'm sure I'm positive say China own a whole of wharf.
Right. And then Pananixan now, cause me hear na reads about some important things, you know. But me yet to hear somebody else, cause I one person me hear talk about it.
Oh, no,
Talk about
big
the
up on yourself
correct
now. Like and
figures
share,
of the
because the
amount of
conversation is interesting.
aid
Have a
money
share to
them
them.
get from
This
whether it's
conversation, big up
countries,
yourself, fifth element. This
the
conversation,
800 and hot.
even the IMF, even
have a
the
share to them.
insurance.
Nah, lie to
The
her.
insurance for them up on Jamaica.
Right, even that. But
So
a
like and
host
share.
of
I have some more
countries
things to share with you. Like and
donated,
share.
whether it's aid or money, to
And
Jamaica.
300
And
and
it's
300
like,
and odd airplane were flowing with what? AIDS.
there's no evidence of tracking none of those money. Me I wonder is one another country, right? The amount of money we get, we supposed to alright already. Me not ask. We get money
Them
from
say, hold on, brother.
private subject, you know. Who did know that the NBA someone from the NBA donated over €1 million? Who did know that? Hey, a
Yeah, me
whole
hear
heap of
about
things
it.
are going. A whole
Whole heap
heap
of
of
money,
things
brother.
are going on
Then
Me
we
hear
have
about it.
I
Me
have
hear
pictures
about it.
down here where Desmond
First,
McKenzie,
okay. First and
Desmond
foremost.
McKenzie, Flavor Williams, and this Japanese ambassador. We have pictures of them standing at the ship. 400 tent, 300 mattress, a lot of generators, and nobody not hear nothing about them something there on the
But you
ground.
can see the artists them when them come in. You can see the actors them when them come in and them say
And
them
then
donate
and then
this and that.
and then the prime minister had a problem with that because he's complaining that why you have to go and video what you're doing. You should video what you're doing because we don't know.
That him for
Oh,
do. Topping nice.
Listen, the money from the insurance money it's supposed to be for a category 5 hurricane. That mean you would have already assessed and say, okay, the damages that a category 5 can do. However, this hurricane was much bigger than a category 5, right? You don't have a bigger category, but it was bigger than a category 5, right? That money alone, the insurance money alone, could have covered everything.
But the money enough to help the people them.
so
The
who
money
put
was
this
never to help the people
insurance
them
on
none of the
Jamaica?
time, you know.
The
Even
prime
the money where them go
minister,
borrow. Them not borrowed to help the people them. The people them
the
only
prime
use
minister
it to pay it back.
insured the country in an event of a massive for hurricanes,
or any other
earthquake,
natural
any
disaster.
other natural disasters,
Exactly.
and no Jamaican knew about it. None. Every single citizen that is on the poll, the electoral poll, our citizen that is known to be a citizen of the country is individually insured in this insurance just in case there is natural disaster.
Just you know. Yo, bless up everybody on the panel here. I have to go back to work, but I'm left you know with this now. Make a left you know with this, please. Now, that's why it now go get no better in Jamaica. That's why to the day Ibrahim Traore not take off him fatigues here. And if it not get that way there in Jamaica, it won't get no better, yo. Bless up everybody over here, so here.
Big
Alright,
up yourself.
big up.
Peace and blessings.
But boy, nah lie. Me call it say me live in a ghetto. And as far as me see, them people are Jamaican people very donkey and them don't care about what is happening around them and in them country. Right? We are in a very sad state. The young people them don't care.
They
All
not
them
no
think about is
sense.
party and sex and this and that.
They not
Me
no
can tell you
sense.
this. I plan to leave Jamaica.
And go
And them
away.
are people you can't stand up and fight with them. Them same one sell you out. Can tell you that.
Your life work mackerel. Oh my god. Man, you must sell out this.
You see a man will try to enlighten them about certain things, them hate you and despise you and fight against you. And have all manner of things to say about you.
Jamaica going to
Just the other
Yes,
sing
day,
everybody,
me
and
we
can't
understand
stay
that
there.
some people who can run will run. A lot of us
What
can
about
run, and
those who can't?
I'm
Them will have to
I'm
stay.
just not the one who wants to run. If I want to leave, I can leave, but I
We
don't
would you
want
talk
to
about
leave
opportunity and skills commodity.
because I know that everybody have a sole contract for them come here, and this is what I must do. Everybody have to know what I have to do. You see,
sometimes you have to run
if
to
it's
higher
that I was
ground.
supposed to stay married and live this beautiful, happy life forever, then my husband would not have transitioned on his birthday and our first anniversary. He'd still be here, being the love of my life. So it is that was not his transition took me deeper and further because
Oh boy, man, I tell you. Try to people, man. Right?
well, me know that these people have tough head and them don't care, but even one, even two,
That is
even
why I'm here
even
spread
for
the
the
message
future,
to
the look
somebody
of
so
young
for
and the
your
young
people element.
children
Because
them and the
people need to
children
hear the
them
things that
don't
you're
even
saying on.
understand what going on around them.
Yes. And we can't really blame them, you know.
And you
Me nah
can't blame them. So even
blame
for the
them.
children,
You
even
have to
so
blame them, man.
all of we
They have to
now go
have sense,
perish. Even
critical
for the
thinking, common
children.
sense.
If
Everybody's supposed to
somehow
have common sense.
I perish doing all this process and whatever happened,
If
that's
you have
just my
common sense,
story.
if you
I
have it.
swear, that's how my story should have ended.
Although there's a
Or
common sense common,
continue
but
on a transition.
and everybody
That's how I
you know
leave
that
this
common.
avatar.
Common but you know that common.
If this,
Alright.
however,
Based
I
on
must
what
leave
going on
this
Jamaica and
avatar is
everybody
how
have
I will
it.
leave the avatar. But I
Alright, big
cannot
up yourself.
allow
You have to
fear
have common
or
sense.
to guide me or move me. Everybody have their own mission. So my mission is to make sure everybody have a choice and know where I go on. If I was to myself, if I had the tools and resources, there's so much I would actually do for
I
for
think you
for
need a rally point.
some people, just
Sometimes
with
you
the
have to.
tools and the resources, you know. However, I use what I have to bless those that I can. And like I said, when I went down to Trelawney with a school this week, and we went there on Monday, and I heard I heard a little young kid say, it really broke my heart, but I heard a little young kid say when other kids were leaving and going, home, that them not have no home to go to. Because the school is still being used as a shelter. So, even for them, to give them, because the way I look at it, if our ancestors and our forerunners did lay down and said, "Sure, me can't bother, me just have to deal with the system, make me just look out for myself," a lot of us still will be in shackles. A lot of us still will be shackled and
Real
dragged around.
talk.
But they fought. I didn't say they do everything right, but they did what they could do with what mission they had to do it with. And it moved the bar, it moved the bar, it moved the line, one even and half an inch further, it moved it.
Oh, big up
We don't have to
yourself.
move it 500
Big up
meters,
yourself.
but
Big up everybody
even
who check
one,
in.
it still moves. If everybody come in every era and move it, eventually we'll get there. One cocoa full basket. I'm
That's
just
right,
putting
go.
my one cocoa in the
True.
basket.
We do the same thing. You have a point, true.
Greetings, everybody.
In due time.
Greetings.
Great.
Man, big up yourself, Fifth Element. I always like taking your life because everything we say is an eye opener.
Informative,
You know?
man.
Greetings, Prince Omar.
when I asked a question, I texted in the comment earlier and I said, what can we do to protect our nation from diplomatic destruction?
What can we do?
Sometimes it's like as
We have to see ourselves as
don't
Jamaican.
understand,
And those
and
who
this is
see
just in
ourselves
any
as
part of the world, that
No, no,
political
diet is
government
not-
form is never in the
I want to see
interest of
ourselves
the
as
rights of the
Jamaican,
people. And even
where
if
we
you
come
look at our
together.
constitution and how we are treated, it loud and clear, but only people who are entrenched in political or who are partisan can never see it. Their eyes are blinded. And when you look at even, and I thought about this all the time, and I said, look at minimum wage. The people who come to Jamaica invest so much money, and look at what they pay us. Look at how the government allow even JPS to take advantage of us in terms of how they charge. I mean, there's
Real talk, man. And them I play with the thing, But me have some input, me have some things to share with you see.
because of politics. There's one African American right now that I'm paying attention. And I said, this is the only approach that can really help us as Africans. Not going to say much about that particular nation. There's one approach that I see this person take. You cannot, we as a nation cannot overcome. You are able to have the kind of leader and the kind of unity that I see these people. That's what I said.
Yeah, man.
And I think about it all the time. I said, look at all our heroes. Marcus Garvey, Martin Luther, all of them. Them unalive them throw them not jail for them a criminal. And afterwards, when people become smart and realize the cruelty what them do, them put up them face in a square and start celebrate them. And to me, that's
Exactly. You see that?
The disrespect. Because while the man alive, you never listen to him, but when him gone, you want to make statue and this and that. And you don't even teach about the man in the schools.
Right.
You don't understand that? One of the greatest man we ever pass through the country. At this man, something there, Singapore take a model off and not only with country, but the words of Garvey,
right.
Right? Yes. And them just structure them thing and follow what Garvey say and look on them country now.
A flourish right now over with. Them
But the reality-
work more than ours.
The reality is, and I see that reality happening right now in Africa, in a certain part of Africa. There is no nation without war. And when I say that, I don't mean that we Africans are trying to seek war with people. If we are trying to try to defend our own, other people don't like it. And because they don't like it, they sanction us. And you're afraid to... It's just so many things that you are... When you're trying
Powers to be taken, brother.
Look at America. Watch out.
I don't think we have to have a civil war in Jamaica.
Anybody with
You see,
power will
you see
not
during
give
the
up power.
election. You see during the
You have to
election.
take power.
If what do you think would have happened or would happen today if every single Jamaican citizen sits at home and do nothing and continue to do nothing? What do you think would happen?
The system stop. It won't
No
make it stop.
buses, nobody
Matrix
working
not
at
stop.
JPS, nobody working at KFC. I'm saying I don't think we need to have like actual physical war. You can have a mental warfare. What would happen if every Jamaican citizen unite and decide we're just going to stay home? We're not going to go to work. We're not going to purchase anything. We share amongst each other and we keep this up as long
Would have
as
to give the labor
it
them some
takes.
sleeping injection.
What do you think
for
would
the period
happen?
of time when time that
What I mean,
We
when I
would
said-
get the power back into the people's hands because other governments all over the world would get involved because they would be saying, why are Jamaican people doing it? Even if they're the ones who are the evildoers. They'd want, because without us, try to understand, that the system don't work without every single individual participating, if the bus driver get up today and don't decide to move the bus, nobody gets to go anywhere,
Tell them.
If you don't decide to drive your car, gas station out of business, you know. If you don't decide to get up and go to school, you don't go to JPS, you don't go to the call center, you don't go anywhere. The country will come to a standstill, and we can keep this up as long as ever.
Of course.
And I'm pretty sure that you would have people who sympathize with us, who will be sending in aid to assist us.
Of course.
They just want to see us stand up. We don't need a physical war anymore.
I mean, when I said war, give you an example. Like what Shaw is doing.
Jamaica is small enough to sit out, and don't make no move.
As me as a
and see
fifth
what happens to the
element, big up
country.
yourself.
Because what they don't understand is they're talking about
Very
government. We are the government.
Of
Those
course.
people are representative. We bring representative. We elect to speak on our behalfs.
Uh-huh.
So if we decide to stop, they have to listen to us. You think them can come and beat you and get police to carry go to work?
No.
And force you to go work and force you to do anything? They can't. But it needs unity.
You can ask us something real, Makai.
Hold on. What I mean when I said war, I don't mean people should just pick up. I'm saying, in order for a nation, right? It's our right. It's always a situation where, for example, Shawes in Burkina Faso, he ain't troubling nobody, but they're trying to kill him. Let me analyze
Just like what them
they're
doing.
trying to analyze him.
All of the
And I
leaders
said
them
that
were
that's why I
expose
use our
them.
national heroes as example. Every time you try to fight for our own, even fighting for our own, we're not troubling nobody. That is what it boils down to, and the only reason why that man is still not unalive yet is for some reason from I can't say right now. Understand what I say?
I wonder if you listen to the young people talking. I wonder if you listen to the young people talking. Young people, they're angry. They feel defeated, and they literally sound like they're ready to mash up and do some things. And this is what these people are banking on. They want it to happen. They want it to happen. And I think we can be smarter than that. It's only that we need unity. We need to unite. Everybody needs to be on the same page. And if you are my neighbor, you're not on the same page, we're tie you up in your house, you're not going nowhere.
Right,
No, but the thing is real, Makai, right? It is easily said, but how do we execute that same way like how you say? Where people are going to come out of work and everything just stop. And we just working for it. How do we execute that?
Right.
It can work, It can work. But we have to unite.
You never say it can't work, but how we are going to execute it at that? We need to create.
Well, that is why that's why we have so much brilliant brains on the panel today.
It start with community.
Because that's the only thing, listen, even the same thing with the drilling of the oil, that's the only thing Masua can actually, not even, I don't know if it can stop it, but it can actually hold it back. Because this will allow now people like Fifth Element to come out and put this on on the list of one of the things that we need change is in. We need more spokespeople like Fifth Element. We need more spokespeople out there talking. We need Jamaican people to unite and stop bickering and fighting against each other.
All right, it starts with community.
Hi there, good evening. Hi, good evening. I'm Nicole. I must say, I'm listening, and I'm a Jamaican, and I'm living in Canada. And I'm also not just a Jamaican, but partially half my parents are Maroon. Do you know that it was like from Porsche came in, they wanted the cockpit country to mine?
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of those persons who contacted the Caribbean magazine from Colonel Petty was in power, and he bringing them and expose it. So it's all depends on who is in government.
Yes,
And we have to ask the government for accountability.
Yeah.
So this is
not
why
about
it's
talking
Andrew want
more.
to cock
Who's
the
doing the work?
country. Them want mine
Who's
it.
reporting? Everybody
But
is like
Marcus gave the
everybody's
prophecy. Him
apart.
have to
And they
fulfill it.
don't
When we
They
come
disclose
out
to
of
the
that
other party what they
systematic
are
mind
doing.
frame, then
And
it will
we
be a
just
better
come and see
Jamaica.
it tonight, they may
Nobody
tell me
think
what.
about party. Who work?
Say,
If you
you know,
don't
say
work,
if
you
him,
don't get a vote. If you're
if
not
him care nobody for go
keeping
mind,
meeting, informing,
cockpit
But if you're not,
country,
if the
support
it ever
country,
make.
If
Marcus
everybody in the
Garvey
country
prophecy
stops
fulfilled upon
working, the
him.
country is going to come to a standstill. There will be no gas station making any money. There will be no factories making any money. If everybody come to a standstill, I'll share with each other what we have. At the end of the day, it can work. The country is
Of
very small,
course.
it's not that big.
Of
We can do
course.
it.
But
If
this is
we
one
do
of the
that for
problems
just
you'd have to
1
ask
or 2
yourself
days,
now. Like
we
we
make
are in St. Elizabeth,
a
right?
huge difference.
Say my family is from St. Elizabeth that are farmers, and they're gonna exchange food with those who are not working, like ground provision and all of those stuff. So you know, all of those things have to implement.
Yeah.
Like we exchange stuff, so nobody being starving for hunger while
Yeah, so
doing
them
that
can't stick you up with them
thing.
money.
Because
Una let's
if a
like and
person's hungry,
share.
they're not gonna keep on it. And right now, most of the crops are mashed up. People are rebuilding the farm right now.
I understand all of that, but I'm saying, have you ever seen a group of people or students go on hunger strike and they get what they want afterwards? We have to. I'm not saying that Jamaica is supposed to go on hunger strike, but what do you think the rest of the rest of the world is going to say when they see this is happen? Andrew is going to get thrown out. The entire government system is going to be revamped, and this is when we have a voice. We can now use our proper elected representative to go out and say what we want. We have a list of things, and this is what we want. We don't want you to mine no
Alright,
Oh,
may I
oil in
try
our
to tell you
waters.
again, may I try to tell you, say, we need a leader in every community to step up. And not,
Exactly.
and this is what,
And
this,
sometimes them say them, even when you talk about Shari have to use bad man, he have to use bad man attitude for getting people them under control, because not everybody was agreeing with him.
Of course.
He had to do that. He
Okay,
had
look
to
at
like put
Maroon
him foot
Town now.
down.
The Prime Minister came up there and they did not regard that the Maroon have a council. That when he speak afterwards,
The
the
Prime
councils
Minister,
are going
alright,
to
let
come
me tell you,
together.
let me tell you
And they did
something.
not regard
The-
it.
Did you
They,
know that there's a country within a country in Jamaica? The Maroon is independent of Jamaica.
Jamaican,
So
yeah.
what Jamaica is, what the Prime Minister is doing right now is just like what our host said earlier. He's gotten the okay to do it, because if proper system was to, if it was to come in, proper system was to come in play, he couldn't be able to do that. He could not be able to bring armed forces in a country that is independent of the country. He couldn't be able
but
to
he
do
has
Richard
not
that.
Version
bring
lock
them
up in
yet.
blood
I'm
clot.
The
pretty
council
sure.
refused. That's what
I
I'm
am
saying. The
no,
council refused.
I'm pretty sure that if tomorrow morning the British government decides that, guess what, we are going to go and speak on behalf of our colony, the Maroons, the government have to back down. But they don't want that. They're in cahoots. This is all a plan. They do want it. You think they care about Jamaican people? All they care about is the damn oil. So get it in your head. It has nothing to do with money. It have nothing to do with the Jamaican people or whatever. It is a raw material that Jamaica possess. That's what they want. That's why they're opening their borders so that, oh, you can come. Oh, Jamaicans can travel to England free. Oh, when you go to America, once you're a Jamaican, you're free to do this, you're free. Why do you think all of a sudden these things are available?
So why do you think that
I
the
don't know
British care
these
for
things are
us?
fact.
Because those houses that you see, that is in Westmoreland, that is all mashed down, is because those lands are leased. Those people did not own some of those lands, so they have to be board instead of concrete.
Understand this, miss. I was couple
So do
months
they care
ago day
about
old.
us?
I was couple months ago day old when I found out that as a Jamaican you don't own land. You're a landholder, you're not a landowner.
Jamaican people.
Because
You
the
don't
man
own the land.
because
Because my
the
family
crown
owned the
can't
land for
sell the land
100
because
years.
No, they
feet down.
don't. They don't. They're landholders.
The land enough
You're
feet
not
down,
an
so them
owner.
can't sell in
If say
Jamaican the
for
land. The land
example
enough
on
for
your
them in the
land they
first place
find
to sell.
bauxite and they want to mine it, you think you can tell them it's my land? No, you can't, because if you look at your title, it doesn't say owner. It says
Because the same badness where Trump use in Venezuela now and I own up the things in Venezuela. You know, this are the same, are the pirate, these people are the pirate of the Caribbean. So remember, history play over in front of our eye. These people are the pirates of the Caribbean. We are not a colony of Britain. Remember, them come sweep on our island, It's just because them right. Somebody create a history and teach it in a school and say, I saw this thing did set and everybody just go by it because they teach in a school. Them not come carry from now come to Jamaica. And them come change the name of our island and change up things. So then can't sell no land because the land enough for them in the first place to sell. That is why all of these people will claim to them buy land, have land title. A bogus paper they have. That is why them a landholder, they don't own it. Because the people them who claim to them for them land, they can't sell it. Because it's under the treaty, they can't sell it. At least these people lease the land, they can't sell it. Lease the land. I want the treaty, I want a lease agreement with them sign with Britain. So then there's no way they can sell all of these land no matter about government land. Which government land? Britain don't have no government for the people them land. See, Andrew Willis now go around with lawyer, with surveyor, with everybody. Same how give people land title. Andrew not interested about no land for give nobody no land title. He not give them food, he get much sleep in bed from Japan. For give people them affect and he not give them. And him so interested about the people that so him up and down in all of the place them affected with land surveyor, title people and title this and lawyer and a thief him go in that place to go thief land. The people them must not make Andrew take with their land. They don't need no land title for sure, nothing. The people them just come together and say, move your pussy hole and go here, Judas. Left out of our community. The people them just get serious and say, pussy, left fire so. We are the same thing here on Judas Spanway. Lift up fire somebody boy. Walk up with survey and land this and land that. When you get food to give people them and give them. So I saw you love Jamaican people that you find lawyer and land this and land that for give people and Andrew move your pussy hole and wait. Think nobody have fool boy. I live up and go about the boy. When I rate your pussy, go away. Jamaica go sink and you know and you not tell the people them with this oil mining. Left out of your country and go away pussy. How you man? I go on like a cave about this and talk about this and talk about that. Go away for go away.
These people getting us ready.
I'm going to share something. Hey. It's this I'm going to share with you now. And for the deep divers them. And this is just like deep divers dive deep. The video I'm going to show now just dive deep here, sir. But this is the beautiful plan what them have for we. So I just put this out there. You don't have to worry, man. But deep divers dive deep, because this I'm going to show now. I can't believe my eyes. Wait there. Where is this video more show now? And this deep, man. When I say deep, yeah, see it here? Okay. Ah, boy. You see that video here now? Before I show you that video here now, I have to play that one here. Because I only way I can get for showing you that video here. Alright. Listen this. You see that time here? Listen this.
Wicked time. You need to submit to God as a leader. You need to call the nation first in a repentance, Mr. Andrew.
I have to show you this first before we show you the next video. Because everything connects.
I can't call the nation on the fast.
Everything connects.
Call the nation on the fasting. Whenever you're locking down the country.
The part of the show name agenda. So just know that everything connects. Remember me saying a distraction. Listen.
Jesus' blood still run. Same way. His blood is the power. And let me tell you, you're going through wicked time. You're going to go through wicked time. You need to submit to God as a leader. You need to call the nation first in a repentance, Mr. Andrew. I am one of your delegates, but Jesus is Lord. Jesus is Lord.
Everything connected now.
Prayer session with Pastor Pitkin and Reverend Stevenson, and it's a whole host of pastors. And you remember that a couple
No, I
years
can share the
ago,
part of name,
we had a
the
national
breakdown,
prayer. The challenge we have
and the
now
agenda.
is we obviously can't call everybody together again to have a national prayer and fast because of the protocols in terms of gathering. But what we do is that it is that something that we would not consider to do, which is to bring all the church leaders together and call for the nation, wherever you are, in your own home, in your community, and we all at the same time petition together the Lord.
A couple of years ago, the Lord gave me a vision.
Listen to this.
And He showed me where Jamaica repenting. Hey, we're no better than 80. No, we're not. If we repent and turn from our wicked ways as a nation, God said He will heal the land. He said, if my people, hey, who are called by my name, would humble themselves and pray, seek my face and turn from our wicked ways. Lay down and prostrate and say, Lord, show in a late. If God tell me that it is, oh God, Mr. Angela, if God said that, that's what He meant. I was the one that bring the message to the then Prime Minister, Mr. Bruce Golding, and tell him to call the nation on a fasting.
Have you vaccinated?
No, I'm not. The blood I still trust God.
But you wear your mask.
Yeah, Mr. Angela, please.
But I'm encouraging you.
Please.
So hold on. Please. You've given me your message. Let me give you my message.
Yes.
Hear the messenger.
My message to you is that your perspective, your belief, the message that you have got from God is a powerful message. It's a message that I have to hear because I am no more than a mere mortal. And I have never been on any pumps and pride. I have always been on my knees praying. And I don't pretend to have more power than the Lord has given man.
You like I'm sharing now.
And at every opportunity,
Come and say name the breakdown.
I pray with the leaders of the church.
Parental guidance is advice.
I'm a man, and I'm always happy when I'm praying for you because, like you,
listen, this guy.
But you know, God has given man wisdom, He's given man reasoning, and He has given man intelligence. That does not replace faith. What it does is to give man the ability to work. But man's work can be in vain if man does not still believe in God. In other words, man is not leaning on his own understanding. He's believing that there are still things he does not know. Whatever is created in this world, it is created by God. God says in the Bible, He is the author of everything.
That when just a little while is a lie from the pit of hell. The man said everything that created in this world, created by God. This is the first lie. But another this one, I play the video and I just point out how the guy a lie. And him dep on social media talk about misinformation. And him spread the most misinformation. But another the topic, boy, I play this video. I don't so understand it. I'm going to play it.
Whether it is vaccine or chemotherapy or vitamins that you take or arthritis pill or pressure pill, whatever it is, He is the author of it. He has created man and He has given man dominion.
Hey, pussy, shut your mouth and come down. Over the counter drugs, what them buy in a pharmacy, God not create nobody, God not create these people to make these things. And the devil create these people to make these things. Over counter drugs you go buy in the pharmacy and you get prescribed when you go to hospital and you prescribe all of these medication. And the devil make these things.
Now, it is not the first time
Devil, big up yourself.
in biblical prophecies and in
Alright.
biblical history that humankind has been.
Hey, come down, man. You mislead the lady. And tell the lady lie about God. My God make what? You have to come down, man. Anyway, saying, the next video I'm going to play now. Deep divers dive deep. But I think we don't have to worry about it. I think we don't have to trust in the government. Deep divers dive deep. I honestly believe, say, elect some people for anger on affairs. Why not? You need to trust them because them have some beautiful plan for you, and I think so. Government know what is best for you. So I think so. If you just trust on the government and just know say trust in the government. Saying so. This one I'm gonna play now is where them plan for hand down to our government so we can benefit from it. Deep divers, this content, I need you to put on your swimming gears because to the depth of the sea where you go, you need proper diving gears because it's deep and informative. And your government mean you well. And after I play this video, I think you should trust your government. Because I think the government know what is best. Listen to me, hear this. Wait there.
The idea is to
listen this.
We're undergoing a soft coup. And the idea is to create a whole new set of laws and ignore the existing human rights laws and other laws under the pretext of pandemic preparedness and the biosecurity agenda. The WHO is developing through all its nations, but with the WHO directorate in the United States in charge, a pandemic treaty and amendments to the existing international health regulations that will remove the human rights protections currently embedded in the IHRs, will enforce surveillance, censorship, get rid of freedom of speech, require governments to censor and only push a single narrative. Also, we will be subject, if they can make this work, to vaccines developed in 100 days, which the organization CEPI is planning to do. And one of the people who founded CEPI was Jeremy Farrar, who is now the chief scientist at the WHO, to bring this forward. Other things that the amendments do is to bind the states so they're no longer recommendations but enforceable edicts, provide a liability shield, get rid of intellectual property rights, move supplies from one country to another, enforce digital passports, and the Director General of WHO can demand that a pandemic or a potential pandemic exists. He can just declare it with no standards, and then countries around the world will have to obey. Also, the WHO will tell you what drugs you can and can't use in your nation once a pandemic is declared. Obviously, the budget will increase. One Health is another part of this. One Health is a concept that was created to enable the WHO, with these documents, to take over jurisdiction of everything in the world by saying that climate change, animals, plants, water systems, ecosystems are all central to health. Also embedded in this concept is a peculiar notion that humans are no longer of greater value than animals.
So, this is how them have plan for. I think the government know what is best for the citizens them. So just to make you know. So when them telling you aware of what take place, saying you don't have to trust in the government know what is best, but deep divers stay down at the sea bottom and go and explore. There's a lot of things down there for see. Saying? But I think the government know what is best. And one size fit all. Yeah, man. So, that I go on, and what I go on. But me have something else to show now. Because if Brother Big Nose ever get his way, I can tell you, Jamaican people and people in the diaspora, they are going to name our supper. So, I have one video I want to show you right there. Because the people them say them now have this. So, right there. When I want to show you the things them, you know, it come like them no want me for show, you know. So it'll give me a while to find it back. But today here, you know. There, man. Wait there. There's somewhere right off here, so. Jesus. I'm gonna need to show you this in the oh, I wonder if I hit this. Yeah. Meanwhile in Jamaica.
Wear Jamaica colors, come out and let's stand for democracy in this country. Yeah, and crush the rush.
Next week Saturday. Each one bring one.
Somebody with you. Next week. We can't sleep on this one.
Each one bring one.
We're not sleeping. We're not a number.
We're not a number.
Yes. We're not sleeping on this.
Never.
Andrew, this is what your boss has said. Your boss them, this them has said.
Hold on 1 second.
When you look on the plug card, Andrew.
Inviting you all to a forum on the NIDS where we're going to try and go through the legislation. Monday evening, 5:30 at a church called City Covenant Church, right at the corner of Cecilia Avenue and Halfway Tree Road. Monday evening, 5:30, and we're going to go through the document so that we can understand it a little better. All right, Monday evening, 5:30.
Each one bring one.
All right, everybody bring one. I encourage you to like the page, the Love March page, Love March Movement. That's the name of the organization, Manning Protest. You will be able to get more information there as to upcoming protests and other events. So,
Greetings. I am Heru Aishaka Musa Menelek. I'm the president for the Marcus Garvey People's Political Party. And we are in total solidarity with this move to get rid of the NIDS. NIDS is more far-reaching than we might want to think. And as a spiritual people, we look into Revelations 13 in the Bible, which tells you of the time when people will be not able to buy or sell. And when you see the haste in which they are moving with this bill, this undue haste and this excessive amount of money that will upset our balance of payment, another $9 billion will put a 0.5 percentage point on our GDP. When you translate that, it extrapolates to over $1 trillion more for your repayment. This is the hardship that they are impacting upon our people. So with all my strength and my heart that I have, I will fight this one until it is withdrawn. No way will we submit to giving all these things. And as my sister says, crush the rush. Give thanks.
Crush the rush! Crush the rush! Crush the rush!
Ask Andrew why the rush with this, Neds.
Alright guys, so on Monday at Covenant City Church, we can talk more about what the next step is. Alright? There is a government forum on needs that will happen soon. So we're trying to find out more information about that so we can protest at that event. When they will be trying to tell people whatever. Alright, to accept it. Alright, so at this time we're going to sing the national anthem. Can I have a singer volunteer quickly? Any singers in the house?
We all sing. We all sing?
Alright, ready? Turn off all that.
Must be a singer, you're from church. Just lay down press.
Good afternoon, my name is Alton Johnson. I am a Seventh-day Adventist and we need to crush
the rush.
That rush.
Yeah, crush it!
This is a democracy, not a totalitarian, and we will not allow anybody to feed us with any Kool-Aid and put us to sleep. We must remain vigilant and wide awake.
Wide awake!
Because if Edmund Burke, all it takes for evil to overrun the world is for those handful of us here to say nothing. And they have to cut out my tongue.
My one too.
We will crush the rush. Eternal Father. It's a prayer, you know. It's a prayer. Eternal Father, bless the land. Guide us with thy mighty hand.
Keep us free from evil powers. Be our light through countless hours. Through our leaders, great defenders, grant through wisdom from above. Justice, truth be ours forever. Jamaica, land we love. Jamaica, 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 land we love. Teach us true respect for all. Response to duty's call. Strengthen us, the weak to cherish. Give us vision lest we perish. Knowledge send us, Heavenly Father. Grant through wisdom from above. Justice, truth be all forever. Jamaica, land we love. Jamaica, 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 land we love. I'm pause it there for a second. You hear what the song say? Jamaican land we love. It never said PNP, it never said JLP, it said Jamaica land we love. So this no mean nothing to we anymore. This no mean nothing to we anymore. We don't love the land again. A man who no love. We don't love the land again. So now tell me say this no mean nothing to we, a so no change. No sir. This need crowd.
Yes, I am. Ladies and gentlemen, we had a wonderful, wonderful, peaceful protest of the wicked and enslaving system that they're about.
And big up yourself in a big stone. My sister there, you're kind of unwell at the moment. It seems like you're in and out of the hospital. Jah guide you, sir. Jah guide. Big up yourself, Big Stone. All the best. And me I wish you a speedy recovery. Because when I dead, no dash away. So big up yourself, Big Stone. Anyway, son of you hear me, brother?
Bring upon us, the Jamaican people. They're talking about our iris scan. They're talking about our retina scan. They're talking about our footprint. They're talking about our vein print. And I personally speak for myself that I refuse to be made out as a guinea pig because our ancestors fought long and hard. Nanny of the Maroons, Paul Bogle, Sam Shaw, Marcus Garvey spoke and died for our freedom. So why should I sit home and be dormant? I personally have responsibilities to my children, to my children, to my children, and to all of Jamaica. If we sit by and give, that's this brother was saying.
They borrow money to take away rights, and we have to pay them money. So basically, we have to pay them to take away rights. That can't, right?
On a year where the Virgin say the government have borrow money to take away we right from we. And now we have to go pay back that money where them borrow to take away our right. So you see, in this time, we're fighting for our right.
Yeah, the brother said, them have borrow money to take our rights. And we get end up pay back the money. But them borrow and enjoy. We take away our rights and we have to pay it back. Plantation that. What you say about that no more?
Crush that man.
We are champ for that man. If we trample the beast. We are champ for that man. But if we kill the beast for that. Kill the beast. My brother, what you say now?
Long time.
As a Rastafarian.
Yeah. This are the mark of the beast that was sneaking by people.
I understand.
Because watch out now. This I'm gonna pick if you don't accept it.
Yeah.
Them saying
if you don't accept it, you automatically be a fugitive because if them pull you without it,
one at a time. Yeah, one at a time.
If you get pulled without it, you will go jail.
It's mandatory.
It's mandatory, which means you have no choice. And the minimum fee is
lock up.
100,000. So one quality sufferer, we can't find 100,000. What happened?
Everybody will go to jail. Them can't put a...
Remember the first time when them come out with this needs in Jamaica, you know. Them say if you not take it, them are going to charge you 100,000 or them will lock you up. Remember them that try to intimidate you if you take it? You don't remember? And right now, as we speak, Andrew Holness is on the ground. Parliament for keep yesterday, you know. And them decide not to keep Parliament. Our workers decide not to go work yesterday. And still go collect feet. Our workers decide so they not go work yesterday. And we have to go pay for it still. See? Andrew want to step on the ground. Busy a survey all of the land and we want to look for thief. Because remember it is alleged Juliet Holness name come down from Melissa Silvera land tiger. And it is also alleged. Say if she got borrow money off of the land, Melissa Silvera land. Allegedly. I don't have any concrete proof to it. That is why I have put up my disclaimer. It is alleged that she borrowed money off of Melissa Silvera land already. Remember, forget a land tiger, right from out of Andrew Holness' office. Anything to deal with land, right from out of Andrew Holness' office. And can I believe this now? You have a man from over Lucy near Mr. Radcliffe Brown. We're buying property. And the government, same like how the ex-military from United States buy a land, a property, through HAJ in a Negril, Western Negril. When the man decides say, "I'll come to Jamaica, come build him property," somebody live on the land and that property sell to the man through the government, sell the government, the man buy the land from an ex-military man from America. Buy a property from the government. And when the man decides him to come build him house, somebody live on him property, somebody live on them property. The government sell somebody else property. But they don't have no documents for. This is the government we are dealing with. And Mr. Radcliffe property in land title now end up in a church, in a Lucy town, a church, 100-odd-year-old church. The man take divert to that 100-odd-year-old church in a Lucy. And that have to happen in the Prime Minister office. So when we are talking about corruption, we have to take out this bridge out of we have to take out this bridge out of Parliament. Remember our Parliament and a fame. The Parliament never will long to Anjo. He have to come out. With or without an election, he have to come out. But go and listen to this. Big Stone, as I say one more time. Big up yourself, my general. Mrs. say you're sick out, but a speedy recovery, my boss.
So they can't put it away. More jail. More jail. Because guess what? I am not subjecting myself to no iris scan. No veils.
And as in talk about jail, Andrew Wallace got Westmoreland. Half a Melissa. Just to go up in a police station. One if you know what I say. The man got Westmoreland just to go up in a police station. And at the opening of the police station, he must say for war, you know. The Prime Minister of Jamaica say for war. So like how the Prime Minister want war so bad. He know if he lie to you about the tax money with my thief. If he come clean. He know if you fight the Integrity Commission for investigate him. Why am I fight the Integrity Commission? Since as in real one war, the citizen when I preside over. He know if you fight the Integrity, make Integrity get the information when I look. Make we see my thief if it true. Allow we know. But you know if you put up no challenge. If you just drop a challenge and say, alright, I'm not going to challenge you any further. So we know say my thief is true. Do them something there. At them there if you do. Because your ball say if I war. Like you nobody in a war. We don't want war yo. We say if you come out of a bomb-clad parliament. I know war we want war yo. Nobody don't want war yo. We just say come out of a blood-clad parliament. See, if you look war, go and go link up with your boyfriend Trump and go to Venezuela go fight. We don't want no war from you, Andrew. We don't look no war with you. If a war you look, go over Venezuela. We just need if you come out of a blood-clad parliament, and that we need. If you come out of a parliament, we don't look no war with you. We are no warmonger like you. We just say, pussy, come out of a parliament, you're a thief. And that we say, nobody don't want no war with you. We want if you come out of a parliament and get blood-clad, lock up and go to prison. You come talk about if a war. Nobody don't want war, yo. We want if you go in front of the blood clot judge and get sentenced like anybody else. And that we want. No, we don't know war. We want if you face the full length of the law. You come and talk about if a war, you go toe to toe. Go toe to toe with Juliet. We need justice and we taxpayer money we are thief. You come chat about if a war. War Juliet, like the last time Juliet up there beat me, you say, how about Asafa Powell yard run go? Jump fence run go Asafa Powell yard. We don't want war. We want you out of the parliament. You come like for your mother in a parliament, she have you. And most in a parliament for your mother have you. That's why you want to come out of parliament. You never drink out in a parliament. I have to go ask for Ella, you know, if back in the days parliament did have an all-time hospital. One day parliament did have an all-time hospital. So in the parliament, Andrew and his mother have him that seen him come out of a blood clot parliament. Come out of a parliament and go away. I come talk about my war. How can a prime minister? I look for the nation, the people them when I preside over. I don't say if I war in one. You go link up with Nottingham Yahoo so much. So till you all feel say you're bad, you want to come bad up a citizen of the country. You want to come bad up your boss. Eh? What a man bright and presumptuous. Ain't want a boss. Ain't want to come bad up. True in God Israel, you know. I mean, you know where man getting down there for eating and come back and say if I war. Eh? And you can't declare you're squatters. You're squatters that have the most talk in Jamaica. You're squatters, brother. You can't tell me where you come by the land and the house. You're squatters. You're the number one squatters in Jamaica. I just the Prime Minister officer hide behind her. To make it look like you have some leverage. You're squatters. Okay? If it was a normal guy, you couldn't live in another house there. You'd have get evict long time. And just because you're sitting at the Prime Minister office, where you still living in another house there. If you was a regular guy and you can't tell me how you come by that house, your house in a lock up long time. Might be gonna sell already. So stop going like you don't know that. At the office where you sit down in a, you that privilege if you live in our house, one piece of land where you can't get account for. I just the office. That is why I fight for the office. Because without the office is a prison board. Without the office, Andrew is a prison board. And you know that. You're a prison board. The office make you avoid prison time. The office where you sit down in a, why you avoid prison time, including Desmond. And Matter Samuda, because Matter Samuda, you mash up the whole of our environment. You mash up the fish, you mash up everything. And you get promotion. You're not a demon, brother. And the only thing I save Andrew is from Vanguard prison. At the office where you sit down in a. Andrew is a prison board. I'm a prisoner. If it was a regular, if he did lose, not if he did lose, can lose. If the people them decide that them not take that, what happen on the third? Because based on everything what we see happen on the ground at the polling station, if the comer them on the ground is a watch it, will not take that. And the thing and the thing change. You there in a prison now, brother. I wait for the next court date. You there in a prison now, brother. That is why I made up on your yard, the ballot box them go switch. That is why the ballot box takes so long, your ballot box takes so long for come in. Because they go switch up on your yard, allegedly. We use up on your yard, the ballot box go switch. If it wasn't for that, right now you're not sitting in one of them prison cells there wait for your next court date. You come and go about you want to take with the people then. How you not give people, how much food come from all about over the world. And I know the people don't get nothing will come from foreign. I be a stale Jamaican food, the cheap container load, a stale food, poil food with a dash way. You don't take time go thief you back and put back out in a package and give people them. I only said one go thief the cheap container load of a poil food and bag out in a bag give people them. Only said one did because of phone style. You not do it in a Gilbert. You not do it not do it. Always do it because all of these so-called disaster happen on a phone regime and a phone government. So only when they labor right in a power, hurricane decide or tornado decide to affect Jamaica. Only when labor right in a power. And see, and Jones can make it clear now, so Jamaica is a licensed case study for the world. So, when him telling you that, with this aisle we are drill, I'm at the fact, you say, let me share something else you don't know. Let me share something else you don't know. After I finish, you can see how long big stone I have left. After I finish this, listen.
I tell you that. The man can be blood type. Exactly, yes.
One thing, let me say this,
Yeah.
See, we're not against no kind of national ID, But you see, what them are bringing from, we're against that. They take our rights. And this is not political food.
No, man, right on the with politics.
You take the people them rights and show the people them, educate the people them enough for them know what go on. You sneak it in.
A prime example, look at JPS. Our money, the government take in JPS. Only for JPS, a 7% raise. Only for JPS give the people them a 7% raise. You know where that all cost now? Everything wanna go buy get more expensive. So you see, the 16,000 one I get, it just not gonna have no use to now again. That is why Andrew Jones go up in the police station in Westmoreland. Because that's the only place the youth them are going to left to go. Police just get lock up. Because there's, remember, the devil find work for idle hand, I remember when a man hungry, a hungry man is an angry man. And nobody not sit down hungry. Nobody, not even Prime Minister. Remember the Prime Minister hungry and him a thief. The Prime Minister not hungry man, and him a thief. Judge a man were hungry. Remember the Prime Minister a thief and full belly, The Prime Minister a thief and full belly. Judge just look for a man who hungry now. If the Prime Minister cannot thief and him a ball saying belly full, sweet job. Him have full belly and a thief. Judge a man when have nothing in a film belly.
Right now, more than 3/4 of Jamaica don't know about this yet.
Nobody will talk about
don't know about it. So, see, it's a sneaky. By time they wake up a morning, it don't happen already.
All night they have to stay in the Senate to get it back.
Yeah.
You can imagine that never happened to nothing else?
Never happened to
Yes,
nothing
the mother party night said the Prime Minister can't change any law with him city without consulting the people.
True Andrew Wallace want rush through this needs bill another time there, you know. A whole night they spend a parliament just to rush through this bill for passing in a parliament, make it effective, make it come into law. Whole night. That never happened for no other occasion. Andrew Wallace them never bleach in a parliament from morning till the next morning. No time at all. That never happened. Only the needs bill. Then do it for all of the needs. So, me have a whole for something can show me, you know. I'm going to show you because I have time. See the Pirate of the Caribbean there. Donald Trump. See him seize everything. Now go on with himself. But, listen this.
The Constitutional Court struck down the then proposed National Identification and Registration Act NIDS bill. The court ruled some aspects of it to be unconstitutional. Fast forward to Tuesday, December 15, 2020.
I don't think you hear what this lady say, you know. I don't like and share, you know. Because, I'm going to pause it. Andrew Wallace is right now on the ground. I go around and I give people this NIDS. Where the Constitution court strike it down. Say it a violate the Constitution. The court, hey. This idea Andrew Wallace go around and I talk about to Maggie people. It is none and void. The court strike it down. Don't accept no ID system for Andrew. Jamaican people, if you don't want to be free, don't accept no ID system for Andrew. Cool off of this ID with Andrew is an issue. And uno go do no research. And uno watch her play out in a January. Uno just watch her play out in a January. Uno just go and hold it out because they're not busy with you now. They're not busy with you now. You see all of the food that come in. Because them and the people them were sending the food at work, you know. Because remember, Jamaica is a case study. So by all means necessary, Jamaica have to needs up. Because Andrew Wallace collect the money for Jamaica become a case study. So you see this ID when I push for now, on a whole out. Don't hurry if you go take no ID for them. Black Beauty, you check in. Don't hurry if you go take no ID for them. On a whole out. Because one time I take on the information, I like more going about nothing now. And just go say, yo, if you don't want this and want that, you don't have to get on the ID and then on a long process because I'm not really help him come for help, you know. Him just come for take on the right. And we there fight for phone right. So you see this ID where Andrew Wallace go around and go no, it's none and void. Don't take it from him. Don't take it from him. Because NERA are the face him use for NIDS. But NERA and NIDS is the same thing. It's just a change of name for trick on no. Just like how any company that sell one goods and then change the label or change the design of the bag or change the design of the backer. The same thing inside, you know, but because the backer change, everybody are rushing and say, I like the backer thing, but the same thing. But because the change of the backer or the change of the plastic, on the rush can go and buy it because it changes. So they only change the name, but it remain the same. And this is not my word. Wanna listen?
The Constitutional Court struck down the then proposed National Identification and Registration Act NIDS bill. The court ruled some aspects of it to be unconstitutional. Fast forward to Tuesday, December 15, 2020. The government has put forward a revised voluntary version of the NIDS bill. Marlon Samuels was in the House of Representatives where the bill was tabled and filed their support.
Listen.
One of the major goals for the government this legislative year is to successfully table the NIDS bill through Parliament. Speaking Tuesday, Prime Minister Andrew Holness said the new and improved legislation would comply with the Supreme Court's 2019 ruling.
In the debate that ensued and the ruling of the courts, our knowledge and understanding as a people is deepened. We benefited, I benefited.
Listen, Barabbas.
And it made us think deeper in crafting a policy that would be in keeping with the parameters of our constitution and how we see ourselves as a democracy. And I believe we have come up with a policy that will achieve the objective, because the objective, I believe, in the original debate was probably not well understood, maybe not well communicated, and probably misconstrued.
A major difference in the new bill is its voluntary nature,
Listen,
which is a departure from the mandatory position of the original draft.
Whether it is to ensure speed of transactions, whether it is to ensure that identity can be verified and protected, but to do it in such a way that the privacy, which is a very important part of our Constitution, is assured and maintained.
don't listen to him.
That the ability to participate or not to participate, that is preserved. And I believe we now have legislation before us in form.
Fuck Creamer Chat here. Because I'm busy. I change out everything, every government institution. He might change it out, make it become digital. Then they might talk about it is not mandatory, it is voluntary. This type of narrative with these people is about not mandatory, voluntary, but they might change out everything. So it's just a style they might use for you. Them not forced to take it, but if you want to do this, you have to have it. It is mandatory and a style. But listen to this guy.
By a policy that went through a very robust process of interrogation and analysis and debate. And I want to therefore thank all the members of civil society who have contributed, who have added their voice to the debate.
The new bill benefits from having been reviewed by a joint parliamentary committee. They will submit a report to Parliament after hearing submissions on new provisions. For the news on PB.
So, that is one aspect of the thing. Let's see if this is the other aspect.
The Andrew Holness-led government, in the absence of opposition members, on Tuesday passed into law the controversial National Identification System NIDS bill. The opposition members had failed to return to the House after a suspension.
Listen what the brethren say. Andrew Holness just that look while. Listen what this brethren say.
The Andrew Holness-led government, in the absence of opposition members, on Tuesday passed.
In the absence of the opposition member, in passed the NIDS bill, but indeed after listen.
Into law the controversial National Identification System NIDS bill. The opposition members had failed to return to the House after a suspension that was called to ease rising tension. During the break, opposition leader Dr. Peter Phillips told a news conference that his side would not continue the sitting. Prime Minister Holness, who had earlier piloted the NIDS bill, had asked that the proposed law be considered at a later date. However, Phillips moved a motion calling for the bill to be withdrawn and referred to a joint select committee for further review. This triggered an extended debate over parliamentary rules, which led Acting House Leader Everard Warmington to ask for a suspension of the sitting. As the Parliament became chaotic, the House Speaker called for a suspension, and on resumption, in the absence of the opposition, the government went ahead and passed the bill, stunning stakeholders.
Here,
Contractor General Dirk.
The move Andrew Holness do, all stakeholders get shocked. Can't believe Andrew make them a type of mover. This guy is dangerous for the island, Andrew Holness. Dangerous. This guy for come out of Parliament, man, and go. This guy for go, brother. This guy for lift up and go. Talk about. This guy for go. Lift up and go out of the island. Can say for this. I have something more and play phone, you know. Can say for this more share, you know.
All of you who have suffered damage and loss, my heart is with you. But more than that, the effort of the government remains strong and committed to assisting you in recovering from loss, rebuilding forward, stronger and more resilient. I know that some of you are without roofs. Some of you have no house at all. The entire structure has been damaged.
Look at the smirk on him face,
uncertain.
like him happy about
Recently,
this.
I was in another community, this time in St. James, that was impacted in a different way. The communities of West Green and Catherine Hall, where they suffered significant flooding. And in speaking to a community member, she asked me, Prime Minister, what are we going to do about the mental health issues? And she raised the point because, like many of us, the issues of mental health seem to be something that affects weak people. And she said...
So what about your mental? You not going to check your mental? You know, she say you're mad, man. Someone talk about mental health affect weak people. What a pussy old batty man bright. And he must suffer from mental health, you know. Then this guy writed.
You saw her
What
friend,
declare your asset?
a man who she has always thought
You're
of
so happy.
as being strong,
No
hardy,
hey, Black
being
Beauty
able to
said no
withstand
empathy.
everything. And she said that when he looked at his house and all that he would have worked so hard for and see it washed out, he broke down in tears. And then she said she couldn't manage that either. And
Look at man, look at the smirk on his face.
and it was at that
This
moment
guy
that
come
she
out of
understood
parliament.
the trauma that a lot of Jamaicans are going through.
The man enjoy this, you know.
For mental health
But
support.
let me tell you something.
Minister,
It's when you already know about something, it's hard for you to show no passion, you know, because you already know. It's hard for you, like, even though you can pretend, remember him know, say, remember him sign, him collect money for Jamaica to a case study, you know. Saying, and Melissa help these people with the oil exploration, you know. Walter Man, Melissa contribute to that, you know. Melissa, a lot of things, you know. You see, even the water fish them were dead, when they wash up on the seaside, that contribute to the oil, you know. Where them use some type of device them use to scan the seabed. That is why them fish they dead, you know, and wash up on the shore, you know. These people dangerous, you know. I'm telling you something. I see these big oil company, a demon them, you know. Just believe, man, these big oil company around the world, the people that own these big oil company, a demon them, believe in a real life. You never know. You know, so the pirate of the Caribbean are operate in front of our face. America is a prime example. The pirate of the Caribbean, look how this guy are going over people things. Eh? Look how this guy are going over people things. I know what happened now. Andrew aid and betting in this type of activity. And based on how Venezuela did attack, you see? Like them must say, anybody who help America to invade their country, them are going to bomb that country. So, the war man come to Jamaica, come tell Andrew, say, watch this. A serious things are going on now. Them are claims that them surround Venezuela with the doomsday weapon. If you now know, if you now follow about the doomsday weapon. Them are claims that them surround Venezuela with the doomsday weapon. But do you guys think China going to make all of their investment in Venezuela go down the drain? After them invest so much in Venezuela. Think about it. Now the meanwhile, go and listen to Barabbas.
Health informed me that the Ministry of Health is making the necessary provisions and having the outreach and support. My recollection, however, is that during the period of Hurricane Gilbert, where many suffered loss and electricity didn't come back until 6 months after, I certainly didn't get water until about 3 or 4 months after. It was the
That's something I'm telling you, you know. You have to understand and listen to the guy is talk. He might make sure bring it back to Gilbert and say some people never get back light till 6 months time. I tell him so you not get back light till 6 months time. Remember? Them have to come tell you everything what them are doing, you know. I just you have to read between the line. And remember, him say 6 months, innit? I talk about Gilbert and 6 months. We're going to see if believe what me tell you tonight, a lot of places now get back like till 7 months, 8 months time. I might be a year. Believe. This guy, you see, if the people them spite him and don't take him needs ID, him go spite them and don't give them back light. So all over the dash with them lamp. All over the dash with them lamp. Make sure so not start organize back some personal shop. And make sure you go buy some. You go buy Kirsten Oil and store it. You go store Kirsten Oil. You go store a whole pack Kirsten Oil. Please me I beg you now. Right now, I want to line up back and look at Kirsten Oil business. Kerosene oil back in the days where you used to buy kerosene oil and put in the lamp, put in a back of torch, use to catch fire. Watch this. At the corporation Jamaica come introduce it to electric light and all of these things that we have to pay for. Make we get poorer. Our father, our mother and grandmother grew up on the lamp. And then alright. Notice the people that go to school from in a manly time. These people are some of the set of brightest people them in Jamaica, whether no one believe this or no. The man and woman them go to school and a manly time. And look how these people intelligent. Just look, you know. Look how these people and like the school from them time PJ did not hold it up. Mama P can hold it up. Now Andrew them come mash it up because them take out the reading out of school and be things. But oh boy. Listen to this guy. Brother Barabbas.
It was the community that kept us all sane. Certainly in my community, everybody gathered at night, whether it was with candle or lamp.
Listen.
And the youngsters would tell stories, we would laugh, we would play games, and that kept us sane, kept us strong, kept us positive and optimistic. We must never forget the importance of communities. And so in this challenge that we now face, it is an opportunity for us to rebuild communities, not just infrastructure, but to rebuild the relationship.
Them cut out something when I'm saying here, so. So basically, you know, Andrew telling me say, some of the places that might affected, don't matter think about no electricity now. If you don't have money for go buy solar, go and go buy one lamp. Start back on a Kirsten Oil business. Start back on a Kirsten Oil business. And buy Kirsten Oil enough. Because when them sisters want to get independent and I do without them, they will try sabotage, you know. So we have to plan ahead. All me I tell you now, refuse him ID. I remember the nurses and doctor them. Remember I'm the community brother and sister them. So then I really have to in the hospital to do some basic. Just remember back in the days I did midwife, I deliver baby on a yard, on a neighbor string a plant and I want tree upon no property. You know, remember them days eh? And my neighbor string plant, my grandmother yard, you know, and I want willow tree, you know. Yeah man, you remember them days eh? When the neighbor string a plant on the yard. When time a midwife I come on the yard. I don't thought the pampas baby, I thought the nappy baby. I thought the baby them a bathe in a bath pan. Not plastic tub, bath pan. Yeah. I thought the bath pan baby. I thought, you know the piece of thing they used to wash clothes pan, I look a board thing. I don't talk the brush. You have an next to go boat thing, it's a rubber clothespin. I don't remember what name, you know. But I talk the baby them from them time there. Saying? But I have something, I'm see if I eat this.
For all of
I'm
you
see if I
who
do like this. No, another one I want to show you, you know. I edit one for you, right there. Wait. I go find it, but I have so much things also. Prepare for you know. I don't know which one of them, you know. So I'm going to start somewhere. Listen to this.
information to people where they are and in the forms they use it.
And also it shows that our party leader is on the ground. Suffering the same pressures that the average Jamaican suffer. In terms of going to a gas station, don't know which one have good or bad gas. Let's purchase bad gas.
Can you imagine, on that instance, I was about to take my wife.
And that video dedicated to the die-hearted labor right them, where when I talk about this Stephen Bridger, I'm not feeling that video here a phone, not my word. Don't listen to no thief in boss.
The church in our constituency. We didn't intend to film the car. It was an intention of filming me taking my wife to church, what would be our day like in the constituency, that kind of thing. What role would I be playing there? And it so happens that when we went into the car, it wouldn't start. and that became the story rather than me taking my wife to church. Because she was saying to me, hurry, hurry. And I'm pressing the button and the car wouldn't start. We took the car to a mechanic who recommended that we get a particular treatment and booster cleaner and a particular treatment. And then we went to the Healing Nation on Wednesday. We went to the Healing Nation convention at the arena. Car was driving perfectly fine then. But when we hit the highway, it just lost power until it shut down. I thought we drove out the first one and we refilled at a different station. And apparently another boat of bad gas. But you see, I think what has happened is that maybe I don't know, I'm just speculating. I suspect that it has so clogged the injectors that you know right now
that video here,
it is
this is what I'm do. Listen Andrew.
I don't know what has happened. Tomorrow I'll get the full diagnosis from the mechanic, but I suspect that between engine and injectors that I would have a serious repair bill.
And therefore when he speaks to the issue of bad gas, from first hand experience.
People who make that kind of criticism don't understand media. You use all the forms of communication, and it's my job.
You use every form of communication. So basically, just like we say, one Marky G do, and what we do, I show up the corruption in government. We are do it, him don't like it, you know. But when him in opposition, him want to get the opportunity for you to do everything what we are do. So only him alone for do this what we are do. The opposition not for hold him accountable. The opposition for just sit down like him an idiot. And listen to this guy. This is what I'm do. Listen to him.
My job is to bring to the public the political understanding of issues. I get a sense from Jamaicans that they like that there are some Jamaicans who want to make excuses for government failure. This is an old
Vegas. You hear what Andrew wanna say? Munche. You hear what Andrew wanna say? You have some shit in a plate, Jamaican. Want to make excuse for government failure. Dirty thing, shit in a plate, Vegas. Hear what your man say. I go and play it back. Listen your man, Vegas.
And apparently another bout of bad gas. But you see, I think what has happened is that maybe I don't know, I'm just speculating. I suspect that it has so clogged the injectors that you know right now it is now in the garage.
What is their job as the opposition member? Tell Jamaican people.
And tomorrow I'll get the full diet.
Andrew, Me want to tell Jamaican people what is your job as the opposition leader.
Diagnosis from the mechanic, but I suspect that between engine and injectors that I will have a serious repair bill.
Some problem. And therefore when he speaks to the issue of bad guys.
Well, for yourself. My name called
people who make that kind of criticism don't understand media.
Listen.
You use all the forms of communication. And it's my job. My job is to bring to the public the political understanding of issues. I get a sense from Jamaicans that there are some Jamaicans who want to make excuses for government failure. This is an ultimate failure of the government.
So all of these shit in a place will come out and make excuses to Andrew Wallace. Andrew basically say him is a failed government. And I mean say no. Andrew are telling us say him is a failed government. When all of this shit in a place come on social media, I try to make excuses to Andrew Wallace. And him keep quiet. Him basically I tell us that the government is failing. And the government is failed. I want fail government. I think when I don't hear what I'm saying, I think I have to play it back for who just a join. Like and share. This is why I do what I do. I'm going to come out here and chat. I don't care if I feeling what hurt. Come on, just come talk the things them. Andrew Wallace is a criminal. I need to go blood clot prison. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it again. In a Jamaica, based on how these politicians love kill off the Jamaican youth them. Now so I go when I see the police that kill man on camera and nothing no come out of it, the people them have to just bury them picnic and nothing no come out of it. Watch this. Would you agree with me, Talking Mind TV, if you say any politician in a Jamaica with thieving taxpayer money and because him have some form of status, him can pay judge to get to half of that case? Do you agree with me say a politician like that, a legislator, we're supposed to know better? If we find that politician guilty thieving taxpayer money, do you agree with me say that politician for dead? Same like how these politicians can come out brawling and say the citizens of Jamaica who break the law, commit crime, would I be one robbery, broke people's house, rob old people and thief them, and then commit any form of crime? Irish Strong said them for dead. Andrew said them for go meet them maker or meet the judge. So why we can say if a politician found guilty of thieving taxpayer money, him for dead? No argument, nothing of that. Eye for your eye. Same like what a politician can say a citizen for dead. When a politician break the law and become a criminal, him not immune to nothing. So if a politician break the law and become a criminal, I would say from a politician break the law and become a criminal based on the crime, I think he should die because he's a legislator. He should know better and do better. I believe him for dead. And if he was a righteous politician, you would agree with me too. Because how can we elect thief for hunger a fear like this? Be a member of parliament that make critical decisions. We can't have a thief in this type of role. So do you agree with me, say, from you as a politician and you found guilty thieving taxpayer money, you should get executed by the JDF or the JCF? Just give me some fire emoji in the comment. Not in the comment. Some fire emoji. If you agree with me. From the politician break the law and become a criminal, I think he feel if he get a different treatment from a regular citizen because he is a legislator. And if a legislator can stoop low to become a criminal, I think he's for dead.
Political issue. Make no mistake about it. You know, from our perspective, the law gives the minister a duty to supervise, oversee, and regulate the petroleum industry. There is a failure in that. So I am not apologizing to anyone who thinks that in doing my job I am politicizing. Of course, it is a political matter. And, you know, one must also
listen to this guy.
make the point. As it was in healthcare, we too face certain crises. We too face threats. But the Jamaica Labour Party political administration of the government did not have the results as the PNP had with Chick V and other threats and dead babies. Why is it that these things happen under the PNP administration and not under the Jamaica Labour Party administration? Because a different political administration. We have two different political views on how things should be managed.
The little things that makes a difference.
Listen to this here.
When you clean the drains.
So I am not going to...
Yeah, man, take you out about when you clean the drains. In face you have some dirty drain. Look for a man take you dirty face. If you have some drain and want clean, some black clogged drain in a some town centre. Look for a man take you dirty face. How if you have some, you know, look at black water them second in a drain. It look like that IT rub on him face alone. Look for a dirty man take you. Look like he want bathe. Look for a man take you. But when he clean the drain. When I clean drain, your favorite drain. Your favorite drain them and run back a toilet. Go on YouTube about when you clean the drain. So, you know why I play a video like this? Me want the opposition to be opposition. Me want the me want for can day in England and know say yeah, we have a strong opposition. This is a strong representative. Andrew One is my opposition leader, you know. And it's full of fire. But him would have want the opposition Mark Golding now to sit down and keep him out quiet. What a blood clot man, bright and presumptuous. Eh? The man say, when you have shit in a plate like Vegas, and all of these rest are shit in a plate, come, want to make excuse the government failure. This is what this guy say about this shit in a plate.
And it's my job. My job is to bring to the public the political understanding of issues. I get a sense from Jamaicans that they like, that there are some Jamaicans who want to make excuses for government failure.
I want them people that feel now here. We build platforms, sit down every day on TikTok. The man's Andrew say on shit in a plate. Andrew say on aid and betting in criminal activity. Because he say, if you have Jamaican, a different this time of behavior, in government fail, listen.
You use all the forms of communication. And it's my job.
Well done.
My job is to bring to the public the political understanding of issues. I get a sense from Jamaicans that they like, that there are some Jamaicans who want to make excuses for government failure. This is an ultimate failure of the government. It's a political issue. Make no mistake about it. You know, from our perspective, the law gives the minister a duty to supervise, oversee, and regulate the petroleum industry. There is a failure in that. So I am not apologizing to anyone who thinks that in doing my job I am politicizing. Of course, it is a political matter. And, you know, one must also...
Cliff Hughes got broke your neck in your man. I'm not apologize for nothing. Here? Yeah, Andrew tell you say. Yeah, Andrew tell you.
We're under...
Where are they?
We're under...
Hold on. Andrew say, when time you see that happen, is a failure of the government. But I want to share something with you. Listen to this guy. Listen to girl.
The digital ID is a voluntary.
Hear this girl.
NIDS and getting the national ID, the digital ID, is a voluntary exercise. The law is very clear that no one has to get this. It is on a voluntary basis. So the government will never say that you have to do it, or if you don't do it, there is a fine or there is any kind of threat of arrest. That is absolutely false. And so anyone who sees WhatsApp messages like...
There was a $100,000 fine. There was a $100,000 fine. But you come out with damage control. Your head for your ratness. Your head favor ratness.
This going around, really need to delete them, and also to note to the person who has sent it that this is false information. And we're seeing this more and more in our country. And
the next thing to, we're going to think about this one. When we find that these politicians lie to we, they not forget where with it. They put their hand on the Bible so they're going to do right by we. So they not lie to we. See, Andrew Wallace now, I look a public servant youth from 56 Cumberland Road. The secretary, the war man from America, come to Jamaica, come keep private meeting with Andrew Wallace. Eh? What kind of private meeting Andrew for keep? Eh? And Andrew Wallace not tell Jamaica nothing but, yo, I'm telling you this. Boy, I don't know. The people them really full the fuck on the island. I don't know if you say, people them full the fuck. Jesus mercy. Wow. Wow. Jesus.
And by doing this, they were overthrown. He went into details and he actually pulled up information to show me as well.
Listen, and
I was so disappointed. My heart fell because I was the person who's the Moors. And then when I realized who the Moors really were, listen, this predicament that we're in today has started billions of years ago.
Yeah.
And I think you can actually, if you look at how Black people on a whole deal with each other, their mindset, everything. Now you understand why they were able to be overthrown. We were the rulers of this world at one point. But because of our personality and who we are, I don't know what happened. Either I was watching an African gentleman who was saying that it was because we were too kind. That could be a factor. But also, I'm thinking that looking at society today, I'm saying, no, I know why they were able to do this. Because we will never unite. And if a figure comes up and say, let's unite all, you will have one person who is jealous, who thinks, I should be the one who is doing that. And that's the problem with us. I can't understand why we're in the predicament that we're in right now. So yeah, there's another
That's the
question.
same thing that happened. That's the same thing that happened with the kingdoms in Africa, and it's the same thing everywhere. It's just like a history continuously repeating itself.
Right.
You always have one set of people, and it's just, I guess human beings all over, one set of people who always want more or always want to be in control. And there were slaves in Africa. Like slave was not something that was just that popped up.
And there were white slaves
Black
as
people
well.
had slaves, but it was not in the way that it was done by the other nations.
Right.
But they had slaves.
It was a system of
classism. And the Arabs were one of the first set of people. The Arabs were one of the first set of people to enslave the Africans. The Arabs did it way before the transatlantic slave trade. That's how we ended up in the Asian territories.
Hold on. You ever wonder, why is it that all of us... I have a question to ask you. And when I asked when I heard the answer to this question, I was like mind boggled as to... And I Googled it, and it was true. Which continent is the biggest continent in the world? Growing up, what were you taught? Which continent were you taught that was the biggest continent in the world?
The one who think them are the boss, the North.
Africa.
No, Africa was the biggest continent. Okay.
No, that's not what they told us. No,
No,
we know that Africa is
that's
the
why I'm
largest.
actually wondering if there is.
No, that's not what they be telling them. When they put it on the map, they make it a little bit.
No, man. Growing up in school, remember primary school, and you were learning
you're
about the
talking about them tell
continent.
us.
What was the biggest? Didn't they always say that Africa was the biggest continent in the world?
I never really hear that.
See, you have a group of people, and this is the thing. You have a group of people who remember.
I never heard that. That's something I literally research on my own because I always wondered why Africa was always
Going to
depicted
school,
so
you
small
used to
on
have.
the.
Going to primary
Yeah, I
school,
know
they
you used
gave
to have
us.
the subjects, but they never really said that to us.
No, you
I
used to
didn't hear
have.
that.
You remember the atlas? You remember the atlas?
Yeah,
They used to use
I
in
remember the
primary
map.
school.
But like I said, the maps never showed Africa as a big continent. And they never really stay on Africa a lot. The most of the stuff that they taught was European history.
But that's the thing.
European,
That's the
Asia
thing.
and stuff
I am
like
actually.
that. They never really taught about Africa. That's something I literally had to go dig
And
up.
that's the thing.
When they
That's the
taught about
thing.
Africa, they taught about Africa selling us and slave trade. That's all they ever taught us about Africa.
But
No lie.
I'm gonna say something to you, sister. Hold on, just a second. I'm gonna say something to you. I'm starting to think that this is a Mandela effect. There's a group of people who remembers this, and there's a group of people who, like yourself, does not remember it.
Okay, I can tell you from experience because I grew up on geography in school, right? The first biggest continent was Asia. The second biggest continent was over in North America, South America, right? And then they told you that Greenland, if you remember where Greenland is, if you look today, there's no such place named Greenland today. All right? That's somewhere up in Alaska, right? And then they told you that Africa came in fourth. And then they told you that Australia wasn't considered a continent, but it was very big as an island. It was one of the biggest islands I have ever seen. And we keep on telling the social studies teacher, look at the trajectory of Australia. Why is it not a continent? And they give us all the ifs and buts, and they will never come to admit that it is too big to be an island. It has to be a continent.
But that's the thing. I remember something different.
Just listen what I'm telling you.
I know what you're. I understand. Listen, I understand what you're saying, but I'm going from memory. My memory tells me, and I'm pretty sure must be somebody else here who has the same memory.
Yeah, there's probably more people.
Maybe you had a good
geography teacher.
Pardon?
I'm just saying, maybe you had a good geography teacher.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, could you be I am from Jamaica. What that young man said just now, that's what they taught us in school, even in our atlas. That's what I remember. What the man said.
Is anybody else in the live remembers something else?
Somebody to come and turn me.
The person who said Africa, she was told that Africa was the biggest continent. Do you mind talking?
They didn't want you to know that Africa was the biggest continent. Some reason or another.
Asia. Asia. It was Asia. The person is right. Asia, that means to say.
All right. The reason why I can't agree with that, right, is because try to remember that right now, there's a lot of Africa that is being cut. All of the Middle East countries are part of Africa.
Yeah.
The entire Middle, because you can't actually drive to these places. That's Africa.
You are right, but in our schools, they did not teach us that. They teach us that Asia was the biggest continent. That's what.
Okay.
Then they went over to America and say, "Oh."
So I went to school in the 1980s, right? I went to school in the 1980s, and I can remember that when we did the atlas and we were talking about this, it was shown that Africa was the biggest continent in the world and also the poorest.
I used to draw the continent.
Okay. Can I say something? Yeah. In school, We are taught that the biggest continent in the world is Asia. This is the official textbook answer, and it is what appears on world map, exams, geography lesson. Atlas is used in Jamaica, British, and American school. We know that is not true. By the standard measurement that they taught in school, they taught that Asia was 44.5 million kilometers square and Africa was 30.3 million kilometers per square. And that's how Asia became the biggest. But we know that is not true.
After the WW2, they
Do you know
changed
what is
it.
Greenland?
Yes, it's okay. Read the, because I know I'm not crazy. Go into your chat and read what this person said. After the WW2, they changed it. Yes, it was Africa.
But
I know
they
I'm
didn't
not
change it for
crazy.
Jamaica. You
No,
realize Jamaica's system. You realize that Jamaica education system, they still have the desk and chairs from when my great granny was going to
I
school.
understand what you're saying, sister, but I'm trying to tell you that my memory and loads of other people.
Which school did you attend in Jamaica?
I attended Spalding's Primary School. Then I later went to Christina Comprehensive, and then I moved to Kingston and went to Bridgeport High.
Okay, so I went to George Edley Primary School, and then I went to
I'm not disputing you, sir. I'm not saying it's wrong.
Maybe you had a great geography teacher that actually taught you right. You just got a good geography teacher.
I'm agreeing with you because after hearing this, I went and I researched and I found it that yes, it's Asia, but then it confused me because I kept going back in my head. I called my mom. I said, "Mommy, which continent is the biggest continent in the world?" Mommy said, "Africa." I said, "No, let me send you something. It's Asia." Mommy said, "No, unless Asia's got bigger." But this is what we were taught.
I could have swear. When I go to school, them say Africa the biggest continent and the poorest. I could have swear say that me know. Say Africa the biggest and the poorest. When I go to school. Them say Africa the biggest continent and one of the poorest. That's what me did know.
Starting to believe that this is another Mandela effect.
Okay,
There's a group of us that remembers these things, and then there's another group that remembers something completely different.
They changed the textbook.
Okay, thank you. What's her name? Empress, talk. Because may I try to tell her.
They changed it.
So just like how they changed the Bible, they changed the textbook too. So remember, I was born 1993. So whatever you learn over there, so you're not 18 know when, or 17 know when, them change it from week, or them no want we even know the truth. You understand? And they say there.
Okay, so talk to her from a miss.
As in the 80s, I was going to primary school.
I could tell you this. I am the sibling of 5. I am the sibling of 5 and I'm the last child, right? So when I tell you that I know all of the books them when my sister and brother them used to read, geography book, Atlas was always in my room. You understand? So when it came down to 1995, 1997, all of that changed. Now you
Atlas always a power book list, even to the day in a Jamaica school. Always go find an Atlas on the youth them book list. I tell you that. So whatever they taught you, they did not taught us that.
Okay, so the difference is when I was going to school, the Atlas was not on the book list. The Atlas was kept in the library, and there was a group of books that you could only when the subject is going on that you get these.
Yeah, it was on my book list.
All right,
I had to buy it. It was on my book list.
We never got to take home.
School, we have to buy it.
You have to buy it.
When the primary school I went to, we were never able to take it home. We could use it at school, but we couldn't take it home.
You actually get the best education, as they say, when you're in Kingston. So every school that was in Kingston is far ahead of any country school. All
Well, you
right.
can't say
So,
that
and
though.
I'm not gonna say
I'm
that.
trying to
You
tell you
can't say no.
something
You
More than
can't
here.
say that.
say
More than
that.
say that.
Some of the best.
More than say that. More than say that. Okay, all depend on the teacher, not the school, the teacher.
Teachers came from in the country
It
area.
don't
What are you
matter
talking
where they
about?
come from. Kingston have them. Kingston have the best student, the best teachers, the best everything when it came to
Okay.
school.
I wouldn't say that still, because
You wouldn't say it
you have
Alright,
neither.
some great
you want
teachers
to
coming from a
uplift and you don't
country.
want. We're not talking about the individual. We're talking where they pool them and send them.
But
They
all
send
remember,
only
at
the
one
teachers. The
point there
best
is only
teachers
one.
are
Hold on.
going to
Try to
Kingston.
remember, sir. At one point there is only
There, I grew up with
one
my grandmother, you know, my
school for
grandfather.
teachers, and there is only one school for nurses. So everybody had to go to
Michael
Kingston
Teachers
to learn.
College.
Yes, everybody had to go to Kingston to learn to be
And
a
Michael.
teacher. Everybody had
me
to
is
go
not
to
a
Kingston to
chicken.
learn to be a nurse. So
My
they weren't
grandparents
separate.
them
It's not like
get
now
the
we have
same.
different. You have
Like
more than one
so
teachers
much things
college.
them
You
change.
only had one. There's only one on the
Michael
island.
Teachers College is right is in where you
It's
call it
it's the
crossroad.
only one. It was
Let me
the
tell
only
you this.
one.
We know all of them sitting there. Because
So no. So
usually
when you're
walk the
saying
street.
that the best come from, they all came from the same
I'm trying
place.
to tell you something. I'm trying to tell you that anywhere you come from as an individual, you had to come to Kingston. And that's where the wealth of knowledge and everything else that they needed
Because
to
yeah,
do.
I agree because that's where the school was.
You know, I really
So
talk. You see,
everybody
when you
had to
go to
go.
Kingston, you start to gain the knowledge. Yeah, certain knowledge you don't learn that a country, you know. But you
And
see,
you
when you
never
go
learn
town,
that
you
the
becomes
country.
wiser. You
Me
understand?
not
Certain things
agree
you
with
start
that
to do it
neither.
different because
You
we
know why
born and
them
grow a
used to
country,
call
you
him
know.
country
But you see,
Me
when
bumpkin?
me
not
go
agree with
town, you
that
couldn't tell me
neither.
some me a country girl because we start to learn from them. We
I
start to
don't
talk
agree with that
The
different.
more
neither,
you
So
Black
you can't
talk,
tell
Beauty.
me some me coming
yeah,
from country.
talk to
You
them
see it?
Empress.
Yeah, man. A real talk, man.
The
The
conversation gonna take
town
a turn.
different. Town teach
One
you.
second.
Whenever you hear about 18 degrees north, this conversation gonna take a 18 degrees north turn. Saying? And I think we need to hear this. Because anyhow, cause all oil floating rig, them has care come a walton morant, you know. Yo, wanna go and listen to this conversation. Go and listen to this.
Town
You
build
have to
you.
learn.
And if
You
you're
have to
not mind
learn
sharp, you stay
English.
at town and destroy yourself too when you get up
What's
there.
okay? So this is why it's called the city. It was the first city of the country. So therefore, you would find that in here where I am, London is the city. So
No Black
therefore,
River,
people in
man.
London are more well.
The first town, no Black River, them change it from. I could have sure say Black River. They're the first city. And the Black River. This is I go through a Mandela effect. I could have sure say Black River the first city. I don't know.
Rounded than people out on the outskirts of London. It's just normal. But now, in the era of technology, we
So
have
when they
we have
read this,
social
just in
media,
the
we
book.
have the internet. So basically, everybody is well rounded.
Bless up
So
to the
when they
panel.
read
Bless
this
up Fifth
first in the
Element.
book,
Bless
It's
up.
a
that's
town good
where it
one.
Always
came.
bless up.
Yeah.
Bless up. Yeah.
Don't forget, so the capital was Spanish Town once.
And Spanish
Yes,
Town
Mr.
is
The Cat, Mrs.
capital.
Spanish Town, all the
Tell
ships used to
them
dock.
again. But she don't
Yeah,
understand
when all
say
the ships
all of
used
the
to dock.
knowledge came to Kingston.
All of it.
They
It was like, you know,
changed
so
the
they
capital from
restore that
Spanish Town
community
to
to its
Kingston.
So,
original. It would be
only
such a
not talk about
beautiful. They
Black
should have kept
River.
it, restored
Well,
it.
on a minute.
Because
Only not
the
hear about
Spanish
architecture was
Town
Somebody else
rule.
nice.
said. Only
Spanish
never
It's
hear
a
Town
about
bone,
Black
you
rule.
know what?
River.
It's a
Was
bone
the
me just
long,
true,
it
you know.
was the first rule.
Hold on, my brother. Oh, my brother, hold on a minute, man. Can you say something with charm on Fifth Element panel? I tell you that. Hold on a minute. Me just throw a bone for you when I go catch it. The first capital was Port Royal. Remember
Yes,
that.
and it's in.
Then, so we're gonna start with Dessa. So when you gonna tell the sister say the best come from Kingston, me a born Kingston and I mean I agree with that.
Exactly, I don't agree
But remember, say
either.
Spanish
All of
Town,
the
Spanish
people
Town
go
was,
The
to
only
Spanish Town was
difference,
not
Wait,
right?
wait,
town.
wait. You could have
The
swear.
only
everybody
difference,
goes
sir.
to Kingston. They
Sir, the
introduce
only difference was the only difference and still is today is country. People from the country are a bit more modest.
Port Royal
They're a bit
Singapore
more
big up
Look
modest.
here.
man.
That's it.
I'll give you a little example right now, my brother, from experience, which I can't teach you. Experience is a thing when nobody can teach you in this world.
Yeah, it was in
See, now,
1534.
hold on now. After World War II, them change up the map, which I what the sister try to tell you. Before, Africa was the biggest continent.
Thank you.
And when England, when Europe take over Africa, all right, the new curriculum and send come to Jamaica for learn from that. And change the capital them.
Yeah, we're not disputing that in a real McCoy.
We're
not disputing that Africa is not the largest continent. What I'm saying is that they did not teach us that. So maybe you got that.
I got that. That's what I'm saying. And there is a lot more people who got that. That's why I was thinking that maybe this is another Mandela effect, because this is what my mother remembers, and my aunts remember, and there's a lot of other people.
I'm gonna remember that because guess some of them never take it up. Remember, couldn't take home the atlas. For sure, no say.
Enough things them change, you know, and people think that I'm gonna go through a Mandela effect, you know. Enough things them change, and people say, "Oh, my suicide did that." But through I change anything say I go through a Mandela effect. These people are changing things fast.
But people greatness now that people cannot see. When we are going to school, we did half it by the atlas, so they take out what they are supposed to take out.
When you're buying it at this point, it is already changed. The information you're receiving has already changed.
Atlas our first aid. I would them change after them change the system. So I want to teach you that. It wasn't before.
Did you know that you don't even have the first aid in English anymore?
Thank you.
We had the first aid in English.
But I'm trying to tell you that they change it. This is how they do and brainwash the whole generation.
Yeah, and then they're trying to make it look that this was always so, and I'm very confused because I was
the part that everybody is on, because what she was saying is true up to a point where I can now interject and tell her that, hey, I was born in such and such time, this is what they taught me, but I know that I am the last person of my siblings, the last one of 5, so I used to read their books where I know where everything changed up. That's what I was trying to tell you.
Sorry, I misunderstood, because that's not what I was getting from you earlier.
So when I was telling you that Africa was, they demoted Africa to the 3rd biggest continent.
It's the 4th.
I'm not telling you because I am trying to force something on you.
But the thing is, when I spoke to the Ethiop, there's a group of Ethiopians at work. When I spoke to them, they said that, listen, a lot of the countries being dominated by the Arabs are actually African countries. And what they've done, they've actually taken them off the map and say, okay, these are no longer African countries.
Even this Virgin, Netanyahu, Finland, them claim say Finland, Africa land, you know, African land, you know. And for them land, you know. These same Virgin, Netanyahu don't go so. They might call them immigrants and them place Africa. Most
of Egypt was a part of Africa at one point.
And
Rome and Rome.
And so-called Israel.
Yeah, and Israel. But they've now taken, so if you go and check now, these aren't affiliated with Africa anymore.
What they call it, Middle East.
Yeah, they're not affiliated with Africa anymore. So yeah, now I'm understanding what happened, because I was very confused.
We also have to understand what continents are really. They're really political and cultural construct. It's not scientific.
Tell him, sister.
Yeah.
So if you understand that continents are really cultural and political constructs, you realize that they teach it like it's science, but it's not true.
Yeah, I just throw a bone and you will never say anything, you know, brother. I just told you that look at Australia, which was supposed to be a continent in all our little pitney eye.
Hold on. You never tried one with the panel.
We were debating that every time to the teacher, why is Australia not a continent? And they are always trying to tell us that Australia is an island. Why do you never come up and say so?
Let me now come up now.
And
No,
pay
he,
fuck
he,
with them things
he
in
was
the
on
school,
But that's
he
man.
was
And
crazy.
on the
now,
That's
panel.
crazy
When
because Europe is actually a peninsula, but them call it a continent.
Europe is not a
Exactly.
continent because if you think
I
about
know,
it, it's
that's what
just
I'm
a group
saying.
of
That's why I
islands.
say continents are actually political and they're cultural constructs because
There
Europe.
is every European country is surrounded by water. Everyone. And if you're surrounded by water, this body of water, you're an island. You're not a continent. So they group all these islands together and call it a continent, which is crazy.
Say something about Greenland. Say something about Iceland.
We're not disputing
Where is
anything.
Iceland today? Where is Greenland today?
I'm just
Can I just get a word in here, please?
still there under Canada.
I'm looking at a map. I'm standing in my house in London and I'm looking at a map of the world, okay, that I bought in 6. And it doesn't show the true size of Africa. It doesn't show the true size of Greenland. And I'm not even sure about the other bits because Greenland is a tiny dot on the map, but they have bigged it up on this map, right? To look like it's something that millions of people could live on. But the reality is different because I tell you
grandfather
this,
did
right?
sharp, you know.
The maps
My
that
grandfather
you,
did sharp. My grandfather did bright, you know.
I've Googled for maps and whatever,
Yeah, man, my
and there's
grandfather did
only, I
bright,
think,
you
one
fuck.
company that produces the true,
And
like,
always
to
in a
scale
newspaper.
map, and it
A
costs a
whole for
fortune.
things, a whole
And
for
that's
things.
probably why schools
I get
don't
some
buy it,
knowledge from
because
King
it's all
Tom, you
about
know.
the budget.
Oh. But that's the thing, love. Back in the days, they used to, and I said that before, we were never allowed to take the atlas home. We could only use it at
At the
school.
school, yeah.
And I'm
Every book, the book
thinking
did
now, as
free.
you said, it was because it was very expensive to attain. So
I'm a
that's why they wouldn't
Jamaican.
allow
When
us
we
to
were
take it
kids,
home.
we do things, anything with them so we can't take home. We take home every encyclopedia.
All right. I don't know, but we weren't. First
I
and
take it
foremost,
home.
if we took home a book back in the days, and my parents saw a book that they didn't purchase, I would have to bring it back, and I would be disgraced because they would say, "Thief, me thief it," and I need to bring back the book because they didn't buy it. That was what country family was like. You couldn't bring home things that didn't belong to the yard. You would have to bring it back.
Oh no, I got to say this thing, I eat in degrees,
State one
not
at town I
turn.
come from, so my mother stays at home.
Yeah, you'd have to bring it back. I remember one time you remember when was it a bus? But they would come around. These people came from, it was always white people. And they would come around and they would give us books. They'll give away books. And I remember I took up this book. And the reason why I took the book up is because it had a lot of pictures in it. Right? And I took it home. And my grandmother carried me go to school with them hand in her hand with the book to the principal. It was the principal who explained that there was a, and I don't see how beings, and this is one of the things that we've been talking about. But this is, there is no way you should be giving 200 million to JPS. Are you crazy? To do what? To do what? Remember, even though there's a lot of people that even today they have no light, but they're still getting light bills.
Wow.
They're still getting light bills.
This time you hear a thing called money laundering.
Okay, that make more sense, uncle. That make a whole lot more sense. I won't call you nephew, because you sound like you're younger than me. That make more sense, nephew.
Yeah, but born in the 70s.
All right, even when you're born in the 70s, really, you look very young.
Yeah, my sister got me.
Yes, we age well. That's a known fact.
Yeah, black dog.
Don't crack.
Old people age well.
I know that
Somebody in the comments asked,
27.
fifth element.
Yes.
Empress, somebody in the comments asked, how can we get the schools to change the curriculum to the right thing? In other words, Jamaican history, Caribbean history, African history, as well as European history, but the truth, not the lies.
I think it can be done.
It's going to take a
But
collective effort.
it's gonna,
Yes,
first and foremost, we have to
parents.
we
Let
would
me tell
have
you,
to
you know.
revamp the
Let me tell you, you know.
whole government system. That thing has to go.
Let me tell you,
That
you know.
thing has to go.
First thing you have to do, you have to go
Is
get
it
a farm.
possible to flood the island with the correct materials?
Hold on.
Well, that would be one way. That would be
No,
a
man.
good way.
That would
But
be
then
legal.
again,
That would be.
yeah, exactly. They're going to make it they're going to make it appear as if it's wrong and it's illegal and it's wrong information and whatever. They're going to go after it. They'll go after it. But as Fifth Element said before, she does her program, not thinking that everybody is going to understand or believe what she's saying. But if she gets one person, it's a change. So if you were to flood the island with these materials, at least one or two people are going to read it and understand that this thing makes sense.
Yeah, I was gonna do it a few years ago, but you hear me? Next year, me have 50, I mean, I have no time to do it. Jamaica need to form a new party. A party where all members night have a born after August 6, 1962, and name it the Jamaica National Party. And change the legislative law where govern the country from slavery days till now. Until them can go down this line and this path, there'll be no changes. I'm gonna tell you this. If the West get the information before this party start, they're gonna label the leader or whoever it is.
Yes, man. Yes, and have to do it in secret.
It's just a
We
thing.
have to do it in secret.
If me never gonna turn next, if me never gonna turn 50 next year, but I gotta do it. But next year me have 50, me don't have no time to do it.
Why not?
Sorry.
But then again, as the person in the chat said, remember Michael Manley tried that, you know. And what did they do to him?
Michael Manley's trying to carry them to join with Cuba for God change the system
He
to
did
communism.
not join with Cuba.
I
People need
said,
to stop. He didn't try.
He never tried.
He didn't try. He didn't try to
never
join
want
with
Jamaica to be
Cuba.
like Cuba
He was
neither.
friends with Castro.
Yes,
He
that's
didn't
correct.
try to join anything.
No, he had an
Right?
intention of setting up trade and this type of thing, connections with Cuba. He did. I'm sorry,
connection with Cuba, but he wasn't taking Cuba's philosophy and
No.
bringing it into Jamaica.
No.
Turn Jamaica
That is true.
into,
That is true. But it doesn't matter. That doesn't
You're
matter.
right. That is true.
That doesn't matter. What matters is that Cuba was being backed by Russia, right? And this is why they had the Cuban Missile Crisis. And the point is that because America knew that, and America was under the influence of Britain, and it's Britain that was running Jamaica. They must have had a little conflab and said, "How are you letting your boy do that? That's not our benefit. If he joins with Cuba, that might benefit his people, but it ain't going to benefit us." So right away they had to mash that up.
So it was just trade. It was never. It was trade in terms of and eventually they still did it. Did they not recruit doctors and teachers and nurses from Cuba anyway?
Yes.
And that's what he was trying to do. Did they not do it anyway? They did it anyway.
Yes, but what you have to understand is, as Fifth Element has been saying all through the conversation, everything is political, right? And you have to understand who is backing these political characters that are currently running the government.
Hey, Fifth Element said something earlier about the food crisis where they stored food until it spoiled, right?
Listen to the
If you
conversation. I'm not
understand,
just gonna go and listen.
and take the concept what I just said as I was a little boy, and I decided
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing. I see a way
Same thing. And that's why I said.
So you see, that's why I know how to identify them.
And that's why I said it's the same. It's the same person and behavior similar. That's why we're in the predicament that we're in today. A person will look at, all right, first time I've heard people said, I've been on other platform. I've never seen, this is a third time I've seen Fifth Element put her platform up. I probably wasn't. I was looking for her, couldn't find. I think I inboxed you as well, Fifth Element. I inboxed you as well because I think Bantu Zulu had given me your account, and I inboxed you some information. I was telling you that the information about walton morant, I found it and I have it. I don't know if you remember, I'd inboxed you that. I think, did I inbox you the information? I think I did, right?
You know what? I have to look for that. My WhatsApp is in my bio. But you know what's sad about that whole thing with United Oil and Gas is that right after Hurricane Melissa, this is what Jamaicans don't realize. November 12, right after Hurricane Melissa, and people are traumatized and suffering from PTSD, lost everything. These jokers signed a contract with a vessel and them head out in our waters. And this is what Brian Larkin said publicly. He said on a statement, his announcement. As a matter of fact, me go pull it up right now and read exactly what he said. Because
then again, Fifth Element, it asks a question again. Did we not have a government representative come out and blatantly lie to the people and say there is no such thing?
Yes, but this is what he said.
With it?
Listen to this. While Brian Larkin, Chief Executive Officer of United Oil and Gas, commented, he said, while Jamaica focuses on recovery from the recent hurricane, United Oil and Gas remains fully committed to supporting and advancing their planned operations responsibly and is working with local authorities. Them never business. Them said they're committed to going forward and advancing their plan.
How much barrels of oil did they say they found? Did they not say that they found 40 billion?
603 million barrels of oil.
No, I think is it 600 or something? No, I think they said that initially it was 40 billion, and then they did
perspective. There's different targets. There's different. Let me see if I can put up this map for you. There's actually different. Okay, so if you look back there, you see all of them square box. Those are all the perspective, but their main one, it's probably hard for them to see, is that
this oil fire not gonna make Jamaica sing.
So there's a question. It's a quick question. So this means that walton morant is a different company going to somewhere else.
Okay, so why they call it the walton morant? Let me explain that, because I wanted to explain that. It is not the walton morant company. United Oil and Gas is the name of the company. The walton morant is the license. So the license controls 22,400 square kilometers of our entire southern. It's bigger than the island of Jamaica.
Okay.
They cover that whole yellow outline. That's what they control. And September 2nd, while everybody was preparing for election, the government gave them the beach license.
Yeah, I saw that.
So everything is being done.
But
while we are distracted, they're still going forward.
Anybody wonder why all of a sudden the UK is saying, we're going to open the borders so that Jamaicans can come in? A lot of other places are opening their borders. Listen, the island is going to sink if they do this thing.
Okay.
Because I did my research, and it was from they had found out that oil was in the water from 1960 something. Am I wrong or am I right? Right.
You're right. Way early, because they dug a well on the western side of our island. Two wells they dug.
When they did that, they found out that where the island is, and if they drill right there, it is going to cause mass destruction to the island.
But they said it in their own reports.
Right.
They said it in their own reports.
Okay.
They said that it is a rotating fault block. They call it a rotating fault block.
Okay, so back in the 1960s, they had come to the agreement that, listen, it is not worth it. It's not feasible for us to do this because we're going to destroy an entire island if we do this. Now, this was on the document from in the 1960s. I am wondering who came up with a bright idea that now in 2025, from 2000, I know that they got this okay from 2024. So who in 2024 went and revisit this and decided that, it's going to be okay? The document has been there from 1960 saying that if you tamper with a thing, this is what's going to happen. Do you remember the other day when did you know that the other day, and this is because whatever they do, they have to put it out there, right? They have to put it out there.
Because
So did you know that the other day when you saw all the fishes beaching up, it was a sonar technology that they use to map.
Yeah, because they're out there
Listen
blasting.
this.
That's what I would be explaining to Jamaica. That,
oh Jesus,
okay, so
sister,
this is how they
I tried telling
Jamaican
people, and them tell me I'm crazy, and I spread propaganda, and not go send the oil
because
in
they
the
don't
water.
understand the technical terms. You see, when they do sonar blasting or piston core sampling, they so NEPA feel good about themselves. They say, they're doing non-invasive surveying. So in a Jamaican mind now, no, hold on. So in the Jamaican mind, they say it's non-invasive and it's just a survey. When people think survey, they think somebody come look, right? That's the word they use. But they don't understand in marine time that sonar blasting and piston core sampling is disruption. It is invasion. If I take a needle and stick it in your hand and draw blood, am I invading your skin? Or if I take a needle and stick it and it come back to the other side, am I still not invading your skin? One is just deeper than one. So the piston core is just not as deep as the actual drilling. So they call it non-invasive. That's how them get away with it. And the sonar blasting, them say they're just sending something down there to just blast sounds. But you're talking about Hurricane Melissa sat in our very unstable seabed.
So when they blast the sound, did we not see all the fishes beaching up?
Because it disrupts the seabed. Understand that our seabed is if you understand our faults and our seabed, it is already unstable. And then Melissa sat out there for days and even made it more unstable. And then on top of that, you're talking about when you do piston core to dig down into the rocks and pull out sediments, you're disrupting the seabed. So yes, Jim right when them say Jamaica got sink, the things I joke business,
but this was element.
This is why they.
This was
This is
known.
why they're no.
This was known from 1960. From in the 1960s, they knew this.
It is in their audit report. So
Thank
United
you.
Oil
Oh
and
my
Gas
God.
did their own audit report
Listen,
and said that
oh
it is
my
a
God.
rotating fault block.
Thank you so much.
They know.
Because
all of them know. The government know. The company know. The whole of them know.
I am reading the information and I am telling people, and they might tell me about, it's Google and Google can change whatever. These Jamaican people are so blind that they're going to sink on that island. Listen, I love my country. My country is beautiful. We have something that it's different. Even the air where you breathe, there's something about that island, and there's something about that island that these people want, and we need to understand that.
There's also gases that are coming up under from these cracks, and these are what kills the fishes.
You know what was so disappointing? When I found out that Jamaica is getting only 1% of bauxite drilling. Do you see how they're destroying the country, the land with bauxite drilling, and you're only bauxite mining, and the country itself is only receiving 1%?
They're coming to mine copper next, and copper. They say the soil is so rich.
What did they say they found in Spanish Town? What's cobalt? They said they found something in Spanish Town, I think it's cobalt or something like that. Did you hear about that fifth element? This cobalt that they found in Spanish Town.
Oh, you're talking about C3 metals that's been digging out our island for copper and gold?
Oh Jesus.
We don't know that yet. Let me tell you something. Jamaicans walk around like Some Jamaicans walk around like La La Land. They're digging out our island. They're digging out our seabed. That is why they finally said, "Oh, expect a major earthquake, Jamaica. You're overdue for an earthquake." I wonder why? Because they plan on blaming it on act of God, natural disaster,
Natural
Hurricane
disaster.
Melissa.
And they have the churches to back them. So they go into church on Sundays and they say, "Oh, watch God. Let God do his work and take his part."
Fifth element, I've got a question. Do you honestly believe that Melissa is a natural phenomenon? Was a natural phenomenon?
Okay, so I'm going to say this, right? I don't know if you didn't sit in Melissa, but I sat in Melissa and watched what Melissa did. Okay, even if Melissa came as a hurricane, they have these projects that they started in the 1940s, and there was a treaty that they came out with because they were manipulating weather patterns, and they realized that it got dangerous for certain countries, so they came up with a treaty that all.
We're not hearing you, love.
Yeah, man, give it some time.
Talking about this, they'll flag her, you know? They'll flag her. Anytime you have a panel talking about certain things, they tend to start flogging them.
The algorithm catch up on what.
We were on, alright, even though it's mediocre, but I was on a live, and I'm going to use code, so please try and understand, because I don't want any
application tools as a weapon against state if it wasn't already something that they've been doing.
What if I told you we didn't hear anything you said a while ago because you had frozen, so we didn't hear it?
So yeah, that's why I was saying. I said in the 1940s, 60, whatever, in the 1900s, may I put it like that, there was a treaty that was signed because you had all the different projects that they were doing. They were doing different project, Popeye, there was a lot of different projects besides what people know about now. They've been doing this for a while. They just kind of changed the name, changed a lot of the stuff, updated it. But they came up with a treaty that said you will not use weather modification tools as a weapon against state. They had to sign a treaty because it became dangerous. Countries could use it against other countries as a weapon. Even in Florida, the scientists were showing that they can create a category 5 hurricane and move it from 1 to 5 very fast or slow. So it's something they've been testing for a very long time. And what better way to collect money? And when people brought them start war and create disasters, countries make money through disasters and wars.
That's a fact.
Okay, so anytime you see the country make money through disasters and war.
Right.
So Hurricane Melissa sat. Think about it. Hurricane Melissa sat in our seas for days, just rotating and rotating and rotating and rotating. And then it went, call it coincidence, call it prophecy, call it what you want. Then it went, after it sat over the eastern part of our country, with people don't pay attention to that because we pay attention to the west and the fact that he wants a new smart city. Okay, that's the warning. The east is actually the target. The east was the target. We missed that. We all missed that. The east was the target.
What did we miss though?
The east is the target. Where is the $7 billion of US dollars of oil sitting? If I need to dig up the east, if I need to dig up the east and cause a massive tsunami and an earthquake, I need to have something to blame.
Oh, I just get it.
So that's why even 10 days after the hurricane, they left in the sea, and he made that statement that their advancement to the project is happening and local authorities and The West was the warning, the East is the target.
Wow.
So that's why
So the
Hurricane
whole this
Melissa
whole
sat
thing
over that
about
same
this,
area
because
for
I was
days.
thinking, all right, fifth element, I was thinking, yeah, that this smart city isn't feasible. It is a diversion. It's a diversion from
The
what's
East
going
has
on in the
always
West.
been the target. The East has always been the target.
Okay.
Brian Larkin said it long time ago in his interview that Jamaica
Oh
was
my God, this person Tommy
Jamaica
said,
was
oh
the jewel
wow.
in the crown. Jamaica was the jewel.
Tourism workers protest.
Them to drill, baby, drill, baby, drill. Now,
what do we owe to one?
Big up all of the revolutionists them and freedom fighters. Big up on
Understand me?
fault block, which will cause a massive earthquake and a tsunami. They had to have something to blame. You can't just blame nothing if nothing happens. If no earthquake, no hurricane happen and you're out there and we know so out there drill, it's going to be a problem in Jamaica. So what better way to have a hurricane? Sit over the same exact spot that you not have the island, the rotating fault block. And for
Oh my
days and
God.
days and days, and then move to the west over Black River, specifically where they want the smart city. So all distraction, all eyes lead to the west.
So it was a diversion.
The east has.
Wow. I wonder if Andrew.
So hi panel, bless up, good day, fifth element. So for answer a question then, fifth element, the storm was man-made.
Of course it was
man-made.
Of course it was man-made. It's in that they cannot see the storm.
Storm, exactly.
It's not coming up on their weather map.
In the world
Nobody could see it. Also, people were looking at the weather map and saying they couldn't see the storm. People were on the internet that night on YouTube talking about it, that they can't see it. There's something wrong. This phenomena is not normal.
Yeah, me have a bunch of things to share with you. Bunch of things to share with you now. A bunch of things to share with you now. All me I say, wanna prepare for war now. Wanna prepare for war. Because it's gonna be serious. Wanna prepare for war. Wanna prepare for war. Believe. With a load. Let's see if that one a load. Let's see which one can play.
Sons and daughters,
listen to this.
Colleagues, veterans will all have a part to play, to build, to serve, and if necessary, to fight. And more families will know what sacrifice for our nation means. That's why it's so important that we do explain the changing threat and the need to stay ahead of it. For 3 decades, many did not have to think about the armed forces. Peace was stable, conflict was distant, but that is no longer true. I will argue that the situation is more dangerous than I have known during my career, and the price of peace is rising.
This is why Venezuela would fail. The U.S. has troops in Trinidad and in the Caribbean Sea, and an invasion would look like this. We could not go directly to the capital because this entire shoreline is made of high mountains and rock. Instead, we would have to do a D-Day type invasion in this gully, then go west toward Caracas, hundreds of miles through the rainforest. And from Trinidad, we would have even further distance. Now, our main target is Maduro, whose headquarters is in the Amazon rainforest in the south. Where exactly, we don't know. So after capturing the capital, we would have to move south hundreds of miles through rivers and through the rainforest. Or we could go west to the 2 biggest cities besides the capital. But let's just assume we go for Maduro's hideout, which is somewhere in this entire circle through the rainforest and over rivers, where Maduro has around 500,000 troops trained for guerrilla warfare using Vietnam War-type tactics. It would be the Vietnam War all over again in the rainforest, and it is likely going to fail. As usual, leave me a follow for more global news like this.
That's the one. I want to play something else.
Across the globe, we are now confronting not one single danger, but an interlocking web of security challenges. military, technological, social, ethical even, each shaping the other in complex ways. We are now operating in a space between peace and war. This is not a temporary state or a gradual, inevitable evolution. Our world is being actively remade with profound implications for national and international security. Institutions which were designed in the ashes of the Second World War are being challenged, new blocs and identities forming and alliances reshaping. Multipolar competition in tension with multilateral cooperation.
Serious time ahead. Serious time ahead. But before I play the next video, I want you to jog on a memory about this flower. Listen to this.
A story that begins on the cool morning of January 9th, 1976, in the communities of Dalvey, Yalas, and Bull Bay in St. Thomas. With everyday routines as usual, dough being rolled for dumplings, bread baking in small ovens, shops opening to the rising sun. But that did not last long. In the midst of this ordinary day, something unseen had already arrived. A deadly passenger hidden inside a shipment of imported flour. By the time the first cases were noticed, the poison had already spread. Families were sickened. Hospitals were overwhelmed. And by the end, 17 people had died, and dozens more were gravely ill. What seemed like a simple ingredient, an ordinary bag of flour, had become one of the most tragic and mysterious disasters in Jamaica's modern history. A story of negligence, international trade gone wrong, and a chemical so lethal it left scars that still linger in the memories of those who survived. So what really contaminated the flour? And was it...
Remember in the wicked man time it coming on. At the wicked man time it coming on, but anyway, here with a labor right here have to say.
I don't know, I'm going on one of the reasons why I have to switch my party. Is it? This is one of the reasons. I crash off on my bike. Yeah, I live at Portmore. I mean, crash off on my bike. I can't let me off on my bike and broke my right foot. Is it? And I broke my foot, but I broke my foot in on my ankle. My ankle they crush. So my virgin the doctor said if make my ankle free up back and thing and start making walk, me have to get a bicycle and go and ride or make can get my foot to build up back. Is it? One day I ride out and I ride because I live at Portmore. I ride on Newland Road. Newland Road at Portmore from the Newland Road. And I buck because I did as a follower of the People National Party. I was a follower. I was not a PMP, but I was just a follower. I was just support them. Vote one time I vote and a portion because I believe they give the woman a chance. Then I will show you why I switch. You know, say, all right, my boss up, bang, I ride and look, my bicycle back wheel puncture. My bicycle back wheel puncture. I start, come off of the bicycle and I shove the bicycle. Remember, some right foot broke, you know. Then I barely can hold the bicycle and I push the bicycle and I hop pan my foot and my right foot broke. So, I saw one of my PMP virgin and the man said, I said, Chris, where I go? I said, I'm not there. The man said, yes, you crash. I said, yeah, man. I crash and mash up my right foot and thing. And man said, brother, you know, I'm there and nothing and go on and thing. I look at thing for cook some food and I can't give me $100 and make up and cook a pot. I said, things a general for my foot broke me in a work. People support me. They get me and say, nothing and go on. And I say, all right, my friend, big up yourself. And I say, big up yourself, man. All right, when I'm gone and thing, I start walk, I go around the road more and take time I travel on bicycle, I go around my road. When I look, I say, a brother, my labor right. And I can tell you my labor right, because I'm in labor right hat and in shirt and thing, and I know my labor right. And the man said to me, say, yo, car no. One time I stop, I look piece a card, he said, I can tie the tube for say I can pump it, because I have my pump on me. And when I look the blood clear, I see the brother come up and, because the yard, they used to put me there up on the road, me did there look the card. But the brother yard nearby, and look, the man come out and us and I yard and say, yo, what you do? I say, no, sir, I punch on my bicycle puncher, and the man look down and see my foot broke. And I say, no, sir, I punch on my bicycle puncher, and I look piece a card for tie up the tube, for pump it. The man say, nah, man, go around at the bicycle shop, go right at the corner there, say a bicycle shop. And like him would have said, I don't call the man name, but big up yourself, my general, big up yourself 100 times. And the man say, go in that corner and tell the youth at the bicycle shop, say, me, like the man would have said, me, John, tell him, say, yo, for patch it for you, I'm coming on him, pay. I look upon the man and I can't believe what the man tell me, say, because I don't know this man from Adams, I never see this man in my life yet. My PMP virgin and man with me and him used to run up and down up and bus and party. And the man say, go around there and tell him, say, we patch your bicycle. I go around there, because I say, all right, I'll go around there, if they patch it as if you don't patch it as well. I go around and tell the man what the man say. The man take a bicycle and patch the bicycle, give me the bicycle and pump the bicycle for me. And that's something I could have ride, go back on my yard. You see it? So when I get to realize, every blood clot PMP, you no broke no blood clot. Most of PMP, you no broke no blood clot and you have nothing. I tell you the truth. PMP are the most poor blood clot people, them are party. You see? So that's why any of them, the pussy will win. I know say me live your son got 80 go blood clot live. You hear me? I tell them, I ask God.
So, I don't really believe say, this Virginia is a PNP supporter, is a Labour right, I try to look a viral. One definitely hear me I say. It's a Labour right. That is why the man I help you, because the man say it's a blood clot dog shit. You don't know? That is why you not get no help, brother. Anyway, here is some Asha 11.
Big up all of the revolutionists them and freedom fighters. Big up on a nice and decent self. All the generals and warriors. Big up on yourself, man. You see me? All lady warriors. Decent lady, them warrior lady, them. Big up on yourself. You see me? I heard you in a diaspora. Blessed love talk your mind on top of the press. Big up on yourself. But this little fool, you see me? Madman, lunatic, racist. You see it? Where them have a United States as president. See? Who down in the Caribbean and murder over 70 other people, innocent people, say them a fight drug trafficking coming into America. See? I would like to know how they don't come and lock up the Prime Minister of Jamaica. Lock up a minister them. You see me? Because them security minister cannot come back to America. You see me? Allegedly. You didn't see it because he was charged for allegedly money laundering and gun smuggling. You see me? Allegedly. See? So, oh, you are stamping out, you know what I said, drugs coming to America, but yet you don't touch Jamaica, you touch Venezuela. Something not adding up. This is what I say. Because I remember, you know, if my memory is clear, that they hold a man from America with how much pound weight of cocaine, and they only charge him $1 million and let him go back in America. And the drugs was missing. We hear nothing more about it. You see me? The amount of drugs that them find on Ian Fleming's airport, and we hear nothing about it. The amount of drugs that find in Portland, and we hear nothing about it. So I am wondering, how can this madman, this lunatic, this racist, you may say, this demonic, evilous demon in the Caribbean, see, and a murder the innocent people them. And him don't come to Jamaica. Because the first place him should come is Jamaica. Yeah. The first place him should come is Jamaica. Because the amount of illegal gun that's smuggled in Jamaica and have been found in at the Jamaica Labour Party constituency them. The United States law enforcement should be down here investigating these acts of crime. You see me? The amount of cocaine that have been found in a Jamaican water and in a Jamaica land by this government and have disappeared. It na ga America, and America go. Eh? So they are not fighting against them blood clot puppet, but them are fight against who they cannot control. See, they let the Jamaican government can do anything with the cocaine and with them find and smuggle it back to America. Yeah, but Venezuela, where fishermen out there are fishing, then shoot on them boat. Yeah. You know, see it? And eradicate them. Without having facts. And prove that these people. Tell me now, a smuggle drugs. You tell me. You know that America have ship how much aircraft, submarine, helicopter, fighting jet, and you go take up and lick a boat with 10 hours in it and want how to run them and cross them. Boat we have, ship we have a missile, Gatling gun, we are shoot mile. And we go take one little boat, one little twin engine boat, and I go take jugs I carry go to America. Eh? I wonder if the people whether at Jamaica here, them labor right here, them fully done labor right here, with them third eye closed, if them really has to see anything at all, or hear anything. When a prime minister should be one of the first man that America come down here come pick up. Him security minister, the commissioner of police, the justice minister, the DPP, all of those people, the brigadier, all of those people, America should come down here and detain them. Yeah, detain them. Because all these drugs that have been found in Jamaica, remember, you know, come from here, you know. We no manufacture gold in cocaine here, you know.
But I know Andrew no contact nothing about the drugs then.
Remember, come here. And it was seized by the JDF, the security force, and the government, and the justice system. And then just disappear. Billions and trillions of dollars of drugs. And this madman, this lunatic, you see me, this antichrist, this racist, and murder innocent people that they not sure say are drugs they have. And the people where they sure say get the drugs them, and the drugs them cannot be accountable for in a Jamaica, you see me, by this government, the Jamaica Labour Party. Because the first in a history I know of so much drugs have been found in a Jamaica. You see me? And a hand of the answer, the Jamaica Labour Party. You see? Remember, you know, we have minister that leave from here and go to Colombia, where cocaine make. What kind of deal and go they go signed? That's so much cocaine I find in Jamaica. And leaving from Jamaica to United States. And then I shoot down none of them. There's something where I carry the drugs. Go up there. And then I detain the plane them. That I would like to know. But they want to draw sanction from other country that in the Caribbean murdering the people that is on sea doing them fishing and say that they are drugs variant. And the real drugs variant, they're right in a Jamaica. Yeah. Put on one of the outlet, the inlet. Bosco Bell. Listen me. And yet, nobody have been arrested. Gun shipment, Montego Bay, in the Jamaica Labour Party constituency. Nobody no get locked up. Marcus Garvey Drive, in the Jamaica Labour Party constituency. Nobody no get locked up. And how much shipment if 200 guns is coming into Jamaica a month and it's only 3 or 4 or 5 times when we see like a gun. When you imagine the amount of gun we coming in at the island, in the Jamaica Labour Party constituency, and have been issuing out all over Jamaica. That's why the police, they have so much guns. I go out the illegal gun. And I live, the poor people pick me and I put them on them.
In a real life, right there. Hear this.
A lot is being said about the $150 million loan that Jamaicans are expected to give to JPS. And I realize that the $150 million loan is simply to reinstate the electricity to everybody who had electricity before.
Remember, the terms of the loan to JPS is 5 years at 5.5%.
Can you indicate which government agency is the official agency providing the loan?
Ministry of Finance and the Public Service.
Or the ministry directly? Okay.
So, while that is good, many Jamaicans never had electricity before the hurricane. Now, they will continue not to have electricity, right? But the taxes that will be laid against Jamaicans will be laid against basically everybody.
Opportunity cost. What are we sacrificing? What are we sacrificing for $24 billion to be spent so that we don't wait 3 months for restoration? What can that $24 billion do when everything else that we're borrowing, it is going to come at a cost for interest rates? Who made that determination that 3 months of earlier restoration is worth $24 billion at a time like this?
I would love you to ask the patient that is waiting for a life-saving operation, to ask that patient, what is the opportunity cost of $25 billion? Ask that patient.
So even persons who never had electricity before Hurricane Melissa will have to foot the bill for this 150 million US dollars loan to the JPS.
There was, related to JPS, there was a allocation or a figure of 450 million US, not in the supplementary, but part of the overall loan package that the international financial institutions were providing, a part of the $6.7 billion. Could you provide some clarity as to what that 450 million US allocated or earmarked for JPS would be used for?
As it relates to basic schools, with the vast majority of basic schools being private, what's the allocation for restructuring and improvements of basic schools that were affected? Chairperson, Madam Chairperson, there is indeed a line item sub-function 02 called pre-primary education. In that line item, I see no intervention for Hurricane Melissa in the same way that I see intervention in the primary and other items. So therefore, I am asking that the $134 million that has been indicated as a supplementary estimate increase, is that supposed to be used for the reconstruction and rehabilitation of the basic schools? And if not, why is that not there?
So, remember, the 134 million was provided to replace damaged furniture to these schools. And I want you to recall, member, that basic schools are private institutions.
Ashana, look more now. Here's some say so long to our next night. Like, and people never for us rise up and now. And the only thing, people never for us rise up. Big everybody who come all vibe with me. Let's rise up here, man.
Everything is within time. Your truth live within you. And if you want to find God, you have to find God within you. And you possess of good and evil, so always remember, don't yield to the evil force. Yield to the good. You know why if you yield to the good? Good will always prevail over evil. You manifest the activity of the thinking in case you never know. So you create your physical experiences through the way you think and the way you feel. Through emotion or intuition or invocation. And always remember, anything at all where you send out there in the atmosphere, it's coming right back at you. So always have a positive thought, positive thinking. Think about the good. Anything where you ask for in life, you will get it. You don't go and like say just stay too long to get to the car. Everything is within time. Your time is your time. My time is my time. Your shine is your shine. Your shine could be my shine. My shine could be your shine. But we are all shining star.